Hey boos, in this video, I give commentary based on my opinion. Nothing is to be taken as factual. We are just here to have conversation. We don't expose and we don't sip tea on this channel. I'm giving you real talk straight, no chaser. Let's see if you can handle it.
Cause I'm a boss. I haven't done anything for you to be proud of.
Of course you have. You are marrying a man who can support you.
Okay, can y'all hear me? Why does it always do that? Why does it always do that? I just don't understand. It be muting me right before. So finally, we are gathered here today to watch this swindler or this engagement swindler guy with fake locks. I heard the locks were fake. So let me see. Do I have a picture of him? I don't know if I have a picture of him or not. Let me see. Let me look at my file. Do we have a picture of what he looked like? Girl, they said his locks was fake. Ooh. Oh man, how did I not? Okay, I'll get a photo. Trust. We'll get the photo. But girl, they saying the locks are not real. That's what the girls are saying. So let's go ahead and get into it. I don't want to waste your time. Listen, I don't know if I'm going to react to this full thing because there's a woman by the name of Millie. The last I checked, she was at part 47. Girl, I don't know if I got another Risa Tisa in me. I don't know if I have another Risa Tisa in me, but we're just gonna start with this. Everyday PJ, he created this video where he put all the videos together up until the point where things kind of started, and we're just gonna go from there. And I mean, if it's juicy, I'll go up to 47 ports. But has she went up further than 47? Let me know. Do y'all think it's worth the investment? Let me know. If it is, I'll definitely get into it. I'll get into it. Also, by the way, I don't know why, but y'all, people have an issue with me not being a tea sipping page, and I don't know why. This is Real Talk with Yoni, straight no chaser. So if you would like to join me, I will be taking a shot of THC so we can get down to the truth. Mm. I don't know why the girls hate originality. I don't know why. Lovely T, she's the first tea sipper that I saw. When I started this channel, when I started branding myself into commentary, I didn't know we had to all call ourselves or refer to ourselves as tea sippers. You had Unwind with Tasha K. Then you had Lovely T and the Tea Sippers. I wanted to be different. So we are straight, no chaser. I don't understand why that's a big deal. When I was coming up, there wasn't all of these tea sipping pages. They just all of a sudden started popping up once commentary got popular. But when I got into commentary, it wasn't popular. I used to drink heavily in my videos. I don't drink anymore. Like, I don't drink in my videos like that anymore because I done transitioned to water. I got my water right here. I have transitioned to other drinks. I didn't like tea at the time that I started this. So, not tea tenders. Listen, just get creative. I don't understand why I got to be like everybody else. Let people be original. Like, some of y'all don't be liking people just because you don't like somebody. You don't like their originality. That's it. You don't like their authenticity for whatever reason. So let's go ahead and get into tonight's video. We're going to start with let me go back to this over here. I don't know why. It's like when you do something different, people try to make it seem like you think you're better. No, I'm just different. That's it. I just chose to do something different. Oh, here we are. Here we are. Here we are. Okay, so this is how it all started, y'all. This is how it all started. It started when he went viral, he decided to propose to the new woman. I'm gonna just call her the new woman at the Tyler Creator's concert, and it went viral. And this was posted by some random man. It was posted by some random man. And then you know how TikTok is. It started to go viral. I know this man regrets doing this. I know he does. He has to regret doing this. He has to regret blowing up his spot like this. But he ended up going viral. And then the next thing we know, there were women entering the chat, warning this poor woman that was being proposed to. So let's just start here. Who is that man in the back? Who is that man in the back? Oh my goodness. He is cheering them on, isn't he? Yo, the locks are fake. I wanted to see. The locks are fake, girl. Hold on. Wow, that's what. Wow. So, like, he got lock extensions? Like, what's going on? Is it just me or the girl doesn't seem that excited? She don't seem that excited? Or was she just nervous because it was in the front of group? I probably would have reacted the same way because I'm like, listen, I don't do large crowds like that. But she didn't seem that into it. Or is it just me? Also, has this woman in the video that was being proposed to, has she spoken out yet? And then Tyler the Creator, I mean, he's creative, but is he romantic? I don't know. Maybe Tyler the Creator is a fave of hers, a favorite artist. I don't know. But let's go ahead and switch gears because we got to get into this whole hold on. The story time. Cuz this going to be a long video. So this is where we left off and this is where everything went south.
Hey yo, I'm here to tell you, if you saw that viral video of that light-skinned nigga with them fake-ass dreads proposing to his lady at the Tyler the Creator concert in Atlanta, yeah, that nigga's still married. He been married for years.
Dang, she just blew it.
If anybody know that lady that he's proposing to, let her know to run. This nigga is a scammer, is a thief, this nigga is a lie. You know how I know? I used to be friends with this nigga. But I found out who he really was when we stopped being friends. I know 3 of his ladies because we were friends for so long. Please, if you know that lady in Atlanta, Georgia, tell her to run. This nigga, this is what he does. He is literally the black Tinder swindler. So, yeah, run.
So she didn't even date the man? Okay. So the first girl didn't date the man at all? She was just his friend and that was it? Like, were they friends with benefits or just friends? Because she looked like she played for the other team, but I could be wrong. But what? That's crazy.
I know the man in this video, and when I met him, he told me his name was Caleb. 2.5 years later, I find out that he has.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Ladies, if you're going to tell the story, let's look at him. Wow. Oh my God, y'all. Okay, the dreads being fake is so realistic. Cause It looked like he kind of losing his hair. Is it just me?
2.5 years later, I find out that he has at least 6 kids. Damn. By many different women, and I ended up being number 7.
Damn.
Oh.
So I will be putting together a series of videos of my experience with him and how I took my power back.
What it do, everyday people, man? It's your boy PJ. Today we back with another lit video. Back in the confessional. Yes, we stay.
Yeah, can y'all do me a favor and just go over there and like the man's video once this video saves? That would be great. Anybody watching the playback, just click the link, like the video, subscribe if you want to. I'm already subscribed, as you can see, so just check out his YouTube channel because he be posting crazy stories. He really do. He be reacting to some crazy stuff.
Staying lit, big dog. Shout out to my everyday people who rock with me every day. Shout out to my player partner, Lucky Wizard Deals. Your boy keeps it lit. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe to the video. Let me know what y'all think about this in the comment section. Hit the links down below. We got Moog's Coffee, man. Okay, check it out, man. Get your K-cups together, okay? Click your size, click your flavor, then pick your size, and you can click the K-cup size, okay? And then double up on it, okay? Use the discount code EverydayPJ at checkout, man, okay? Now, hit the link, HiveMindLabs.com. We're about to unbig those backs, big dog, okay? Real in a real way, okay? Now, let's get into this lady's story. I'm finna hit y'all with a good one, and then we're gonna check it out, and then we're gonna, you know what I'm saying, come back to it later. I guess I'm gonna premiere this so we can all talk about this in real time. So while y'all watching me, I'm watching with y'all, and we gonna all be on here talking about it. All right, so holla at your boy, everyday people. Holla at you later.
That's it. I quit. Dating sucks, hate it here, blah, blah, blah. So this one is not about a date because apparently I need to actually go on one in order to keep telling you guys stories. Minor technicality I did not take into consideration. Oh, but do not worry, because considering
This woman is Sinbad's daughter. I did do research on her because I did research on Millie and Paige. Now the other women, I don't know, and I don't know if there's more women out there, but this is Sinbad's daughter, which is interesting.
this is the last story time of 2021. The tea that I'm about to spill is much, much juicier. Don't believe me? Well, what if I told you that I started out the beginning of this year engaged to who I thought was the love of my life, only to find out that he just announced that he's expecting a baby with the bitch that he cheated on me with? Yay! I'm sorry, I shouldn't have called her a bitch. That was misdirected anger. There's literally only one monster in this story.
I think the girl she's referring to is Millie, because that's the 7th. She had the 7th child. That's the girl that was with the locks that started. I'm assuming Millie. Okay, so this girl was getting cheated on. She was engaged. She was getting cheated on by Millie, who ended up pregnant with his 7th child. I believe. Don't quote me on that. I'm just trying to piece 2 and 2 together, but I think.
She knew about me, in which case the bitch stands. But that's not the point. Ladies and gentlemen, sit back while I tell the tall tale of the time that I almost married a narcissistic sociopath. And in case you're wondering, yes, this is going to hurt. The year was 2018, and after a summer of trolloping through the ghetto streets of dating, I finally met a man who,
Ghetto streets.
I hate to admit it, but swept me off my feet. And by now, y'all already know what turned your girl real basic real quick. He was tall, he was funny, he was beautiful, he was scrumptious. Sidebar, I am completely convinced that the devil is walking the earth disguised as beautiful men, so from this point on, it'll only be Pee Wee Hermans and Steve Urkels for me. And don't even try to play me with that Stefan or Kel shit. I see right through you. Not today, Satan. So we instantly connected. It was one of those like, I just met you, but I feel like I've known you forever type of connections. And while I thought initially he was just being very intentional of his pursuit of me, I have come to find out that he was just exercising that age-old manipulation tactic used by narcissists all around the world known as love bombing. Yeah, there's definitely going to be multiple parts to this story. Anyway, where was I? Oh, that's right. Love bombing. Super fucked up, but super effective. So much so that I fell in love with him, thought he fell in love with me, and after 11 months of dating, he asked me to marry him. It was not a simple ask. No. Because that's not how narcissists roll. They don't do quiet and intimate. They do loud and outlandish. Like, fucking flash mobs, because how else can they ensure maximum humiliation when they up and leave you? I mean, if you're a sociopath.
Girl, this is so real, y'all. Like this this ain't funny because this actually happened to me. But why do the narcissists involve your family? Like, I don't understand. Why do they do that? That is like the weirdest thing ever. Yo, that is the weirdest thing ever. They want to involve your family. They want your family to be hands-on and everything just to be a weirdo later. Like, I will never forget that. Yeah, she definitely, it gets narcissism because they do. It's like they make it so grand, and they want your parents on board. They want to get your family involved. They'll even like plan with your family and do the absolute most. It's the weirdest thing ever. And then they'll do all of that with no intent of doing anything at all. It is just so weird. It is the weirdest thing. And I need somebody to explain that to me, because is it because they get attention or praise, or they're looked as admirable or admiration? Like, what is it? I don't get it. I really don't get it, because I'm like, why would you put yourself through all of that trouble just to not do nothing at all, and then have people, like, have a whole family look at you crazy? Like, why did you have us all waste our time? It's the craziest thing, y'all. I need somebody to break that down.
Sociopath, it makes sense. If you're not, well, you're basic. Ooh, pro tip for all my aspiring narcissistic sociopaths out there: if you have any children that you don't actually take care of but you use as pawns in order to disarm other people, you should totally incorporate them into your con, because it works like a charm. We are talking that shit is très magnifique. Welcome back to the holiday limited series, So You Almost Married a Narcissistic Sociopath, brought to you by Dating Sucks and I Hate It Here. Tequila's up. Let's do this.
Dang, she needs
Okay, so
tequila?
now I'm engaged, and I'm not even gonna front. I was so happy. I was like over the moon, on my knees praying, Jesus, you did it. You see me. Won't he do it? He did though. But now I'm over here like, but what's really good, fam? Anyways, sorry for yelling. So listen, your girl is no spring chicken, so I wasted no time planning the dream wedding that I have literally been thinking of and conjuring up for the past 30 years. Now, for the most part, planning was a cinch. I mean, we had the date, we had the venue, I had my dress, my girls had they dresses. I mean, I was sitting up there on my high horse like, I thought this was supposed to be stressful, but I guess not for me. Little did I know that I would come to wish that my biggest issue was trying to figure out how to keep Uncle Ray Ray and Auntie Poom Poom from sitting next to each other. So, like, I don't know if you heard, but in 2020, the whole world kind of shut down because of this little virus situation. I don't know. If you ask me, it was a little over. Oh my God. Am I dying? I think I'm dying. Oh my God. I gotta take a test. And we're back. Seeing as this is my first global pandemic, I was not prepared for the way in which an entire collective global tragedy will come for your entire life. And you know who it's even more inconvenient for? Trifling heifers who've been secretly in these streets being foul. Now, when you're a narcissist and you are living not just a double life, but 6, 7, 8, 9, 12 different lives, things get real tricky when you're slapped with a stay-at-home order and you're forced to quarantine in your house, thus messing up every cover story you've ever created in your entire existence, because
This about to get good, y'all. This about to get good.
No, really. Where are you going? So it's the latter half of 2020 and my intuition is on trill. A couple situations occurred that now have me realizing the math isn't mathing, because basically he still wanted to be on his fuckboy shit, except the whole world has changed. So he can't move how he used to move, or really he can't hide how he used to hide. You want to know the number one surefire way to piss off a narcissist and have them showing their ass? You know, the real one? Be unrelenting in your pursuit of the truth. As my girl Chelsea Hart would say, they do not like this. One thing you should know about me: if something don't look right, taste right, sound right, feel right, I'm gonna say something, and I'm gonna keep saying something until you make it make sense. And if you can't make it make sense, well then, ain't nobody gonna be happy. Before we continue, I just want to do a little check-in. How are we doing? Are we okay?
No, girl,
Is
we
this a silly
not.
question? No, we're not. But anyway, so at this point, nothing makes sense to me anymore, and I am not letting anything go. And because I'm not letting anything go, he basically powered up on his narcissistic villain powers and decided to go ham on the gaslighting, the manipulation, and the outright emotional and mental abuse. This man spent the next 3 to 4 months trying to convince me that I was out of my whole motherfucking mind. I mean, everything that I shared with him, every vulnerability, every insecurity, every fear,
Ooh.
everything that I gave to him because I thought he was a safe space for me, he was now throwing back at me like brrr. I mean, at this point, he was basically taking every audacity he had ever stored up in his entire life and was firing them off like grenades. For example, he comes to me one day and tells me that he needs to go to Big Bear, which is in the mountains, for a work training. The reason that this is problematic is because we're in a shutdown. There is no work training, my dog. There's barely any work. You must think I'm dumb. He tries to gaslight me into believing that it is because of my severe insecurity that I cannot see things clearly. Because if I could see things clearly, I would see that he's just trying to go do what's best for our family's future. Not fam.
Y'all, I would crash out. The worst thing is when someone weaponizes your vulnerability against you to manipulate you. Like, that is crazy. That's why I keep a lot to my chest. Like, a lot of people feel like I'm secretive. I have secrets. I know you're hiding something. I don't have secrets. I just keep my cards close to my chest. Because I used to be an open book. I used to be an open book. I used to come to people like this. Dummy. And now that I do this and I keep my cards close to my chest, now it's, she is so secretive. I know she had secrets. And it's like, no, I just don't play my cards like this anymore. Because people take advantage of you, and then people will literally abuse you when you do. Here, I'm showing you my hand because I'm genuine. I have nothing to hide. But now we do this. I still don't have anything to hide, but I can't show you my damn cards. This is what I need women to understand. Like, listen, keep your cards close to your chest. Allow people to think whatever. Okay, let them perceive you however they choose to in their delusional ass mind, but keep your cards close to your chest. Stop doing this. Stop being an open book, changing chapters and pages for people, and then summarizing things. You do this. Okay, I had to learn this the hard way. I don't care if it comes to the internet, I don't care if it comes to relationships that you're trying to create. Keep your cards close to your chest. Because you don't know if it's truly safe. I hate to say it. You don't know if it's safe or not. That's just what it comes down to. You do not know if it's safe.
I see just fine. You trying to go to the mountains and deep dive in somebody else's poonan. Now, did this stop him from going?
Right.
Absolutely not. He literally dipped out one day while I was in the shower and wait for it. My car. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I fail to mention that at this exact same time, my dad had just had a severe stroke and was in a medically induced coma with the doctors telling us he might not make it? So I'm already depressed. My anxiety is all over the place. And instead of being my rock, my comfort, I don't know, someone to lean on, no, he decided to be Satan incarnate. So after months of literally traumatizing me mentally and emotionally, he decides he's going to go visit his mom. 3 days after he leaves, I get a call from him where he's like, you're batshit crazy, your family's batshit crazy, and honestly, I no longer have the bandwidth and I don't want to marry you anymore. Oh yes, you heard that correctly. He broke off our engagement over the phone from his mama's house in another state. Now, to really paint a picture of just how diabolical a narcissist is, my dad was scheduled to have another surgery and had written us all letters, including him. This man sat there and let me read the letter that my daddy wrote to him and then proceeded to blow up my entire life no more than 35 seconds later.
That's
so
great.
He's just blown up my entire life, and if the way in which he did so was not gut-wrenching enough, over the next couple months, I would come to find out that he had multiple children that I knew nothing about. He owes a shit ton of back child support. He basically was cheating on me our entire relationship. At this point, I feel like I'd be pressed to find a day where he was faithful. And my personal favorite, he's married.
That's crazy.
To someone else. And that's the real kicker for me, ladies and gentlemen, because plot twist, that means we were never actually going to get married. So when he proposed to me, he knew we weren't going to get married. When we started planning our wedding, he knew we weren't.
Paige, girl, I would be doing the Holy Ghost dance. Okay. I would be in the church. I'd be one of them people in the church shouting. They would have to come and get me off the damn floor. Okay? Because girl, you got out of this situation with no baby. You found out all of this stuff before you were really I mean, I'm not saying she wasn't traumatized, but I mean, it could have got worse. You know what I mean? The worst thing ever is to have a baby by a narc. I can only imagine. So I'm just like, girl, I would be shouting. Y'all, they would have to come and literally get me because at the beginning, when they say the doors of the church are open, yeah, I would have been, yeah, they would have had to come and get me seriously because ain't no way. Cause could you imagine if she got pregnant by this man? Her life would be hell. Girl, I would be thanking my lucky stars. Like seriously. Also, do you see how I don't know about anyone else, but how I was able to heal from a narcissistic relationship was to just accept that none of it was real. None of it. Like it was all fake. I don't know if that helps. It helped me. I don't know if that would help you, but it really helped me like just process like that whole relationship was fake. The emotions and the trauma that came with it was real, but the relationship, the feelings on the other person's end, all of that like stuff, that those intimate moments that they created, like it was all fake, but the emotions and the trauma was real. I don't know if that helps, but it helped me get over it. Like it helped me be able to heal and move past it. So, and it made me wiser because I was able to look back at some of the things that I overlooked, things that I kind of downplayed, and things like that. So, like love bombing, that's huge. I didn't know nothing about love bombing. We're just now learning about love bombing probably since 2020, honestly.
Weren't gonna get married. When we did our engagement photos, he knew we would not get married. When my family paid deposits
Engagement?
for the venue, for the caterer, for the DJ, for the flowers, for the planner,
Oh, that's wild,
he
y'all.
knew we were not going to get married. I bought my dress. He knew we were not going to get married. When my girls spent money on their dresses, he knew we were never going to get married.
That's crazy.
Now, if that's not a narcissistic sociopath, then I don't know what is. So that's the skinny on how I almost married a narcissistic sociopath, and now he is having a baby with his new supply, and
Girl, narcissists are cruel as hell. Like they are so cruel. They are so cruel. They don't give a damn. They don't give a damn. They don't give a damn. That's one thing you need to understand. Like if you think you out here dealing with a narc, they don't give a damn. Okay? They do not care about you. Do not get it twisted. That's why you got to care about you. Okay? A narc taught me how to care about me. All right, y'all want to know where I get, Yoni, she is just so selfish. No, I'm self-preserving. And a narc told me how to be because they don't give a damn. They do not care about your feelings. They don't care if they hurt you. They don't care what they have put you through. They don't care that they have uprooted your life. They don't care that they threw everything in your life off track. They don't give a damn. That's what I know. That is what I know. That's what I know. So if you want to know where I get that from, that is where I get that from. Because you ever look at somebody and you are just so upset, so hurt, and they looking at you like that don't got nothing to do with me. I don't care about that. Yeah, okay. So if you want to know why I don't play about me, that's why I don't play about me. That's why. If you've ever experienced the coldness of a narc, then you know what I'm talking about. They are really evil people. Like honestly, like they're so evil. Like that coldness. Oh my God. Like after you experience that, you will never play about yourself ever again. That's all I'm going to say. You will never play about you.
Congrats to the happy couple. No,
That's
not
crazy.
really. I hope you're miserable. BT dubs, sis, if he ends up proposing to you with a really beautiful oval-shaped halo engagement ring, that's mine. Could I get that back? I only ask because, my parents paid for it.
Oh!
I know that's petty, but
What?
Okay, real talk. I know that I use humor a lot to retell some really painful and hard truths about my life, but I want to make it very clear. Anyone
That's
who
crazy.
has experienced being in an abusive relationship of any kind, whether emotionally, physically, mentally, and in relationship with a narcissistic personality, that is no joking matter. It is so incredibly painful, and it is so incredibly difficult to try and recover from. Healing and rebuilding from this has been one of the hardest and scariest things that I've ever done, because I fully believed that this was going to destroy me. But somehow it didn't.
Yeah, it's really that bad, y'all. It's really that bad.
It's like to
She not over
experience pain.
exaggerating.
You can literally feel tearing pieces of you away. And I'm not here to give you answers because frankly, I don't have them. I just simply want to remind you that you are not alone and to encourage you to keep fighting for you, because those places that we think are impossible for us to get to, they're not. Love you.
This video is for the young woman who just got engaged at the Tyler, the Creator concert in Atlanta, Georgia. And I did try to warn her however I could, because at the time I didn't even know who she was. And especially this last month, it's been really heavy on my heart. I've been thinking about her often because I'm so scared and worried about her. And
Girl, they don't listen.
when someone warned me about him, I was 5 months pregnant.
Ooh.
And I just couldn't, like, it was too much. So I would reach out to her directly, but I know what happened when someone directly reached out to me. And so this isn't the way.
But y'all, okay, like, I just gotta make this known, okay? I don't want to see no, oh, you're not holding them accountable comments. If you've never dealt with a narc, like, I mean, like, you really had to go to therapy for it, because I had to really go to therapy for it. If you've never experienced this shit, please keep those comments to yourself, okay? Because she was 5 months pregnant, but I just know, just based off of my own experience with a narc, they already start working on you. Like, they work you over about other women before they start to approach, okay? Like, they really do. Like, they start to work on you when it comes to other women. And this is why I have major trust issues about men who talk about women from their past, or men who talk about a crazy ex, because I've dealt with the narc, and day one, he was talking about this crazy ex, this crazy ex, and he fed me this story about how he was starting over, and I felt bad for him, because it really did look like he was really starting over with his life, and how he separated from this woman, and she was this bad woman, had put him through so much. He had lost so much money financially, and he was just really in a hard time, right? They start to work you over literally day one. So this woman being 5 months pregnant, and then who knows when they met, he probably had already started working her mentally about other women. Now that I'm hip to game today, I know not to fall for that. But then if you've never encountered a narc, a master manipulator, then you just don't know their tactics. Today, we are able to educate ourselves on this personality disorder. Then, hell no. Like, I was going through this in 2019. And back then, this information was not mainstream. It was not trending. There were not story times online. So I don't want to hear those. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to see those comments, because if you've never gone through something like this, you will not understand like how extreme the abuse is. Like, the abuse, I told y'all in the video with the Caucasian lady, because people felt like I was going soft on her. I'm like, if you've never been in a narcissistic abusive relationship, you will not understand. You will literally question if the sun is outside. You see the sun. The sun is shining on you. But when you're in a narcissistic abusive relationship, you're still questioning, is the sun out? And then they'll gaslight you and be like, the sun isn't out. But you clearly see the sun. You clearly see the sun. The sun, you can feel the heat hitting your skin. And they will convince you that the sun is not out. And you will believe them because they're very convincing like that. And I know it sounds crazy. I know it sounds crazy. And then the narc that I was dealing with, he was obsessed with reenacting. And this was a red flag too. He was obsessed with reenacting scenes from movies and shows. Anybody else had a narc like that? Like, he was like so obsessed with shows. And then like he would also reenact different characters from his favorite shows or movies and things like that. I should have known he was crazy then. I should have known. But I just thought like that was just something that that was just part of his personality. But girl, like, no. That's why I was like, some of these men can win an Oscar. They could get an Emmy. Seriously. Because he could really reenact scenes from movies and shows, and he could put on, like, he could literally change his whole face, and he could change the energy around him. Like, he was crazy. Like, honestly, he was psychotic. And then when you catch on to a narc, don't tell them that you're catching on. Like, just play dumb. Just play dumb, because all they're going to do is gaslight you anyway. So just play dumb and act like you have no idea what the hell is going on. Seriously.
That I would like for it to be done, but I feel like this is the only way to stop him.
Oh, yeah.
And he was talking to her while he was still with me. I know that for a fact.
That's crazy.
So this next part will be the start of my story of what happened to me when I met him, and the 2.5 years that I was with him. So this is the engagement swindler. And just to all the women out there who've ever been in an abusive relationship, just know that you can get out of it. You can. Like, even if you went so far down the rabbit hole and you're just like not even feeling like you can get out, like, you can. Even if you have nothing, like, you can escape and you can restart your life, because that's what I basically had to do.
Man, that's a lot. That's what we all had to do.
Thank you for everyone that will be watching this, and this is just to warn people, because this is the era of unveiling predators and helping just people in general, so that way you don't get caught up and have your life completely ruined. If you guys saw the guy that proposed to his girlfriend at the Tyler the Creator concert in Atlanta, Georgia, that is my ex.
Damn.
So this is the engagement swindler, how I ran for my life and took back my power. I met him December 7th of 2020 during COVID on this dating app called We Plus. I'm curvy, so I was like, well, if I go on this app, like, I for sure should meet someone that likes curvy women. So he ends up hitting me up, and I was a little hesitant at first because he just looked like, you know, I mean, he's a pretty boy. Like, he's 6'5", had like orange eyes, light skin, like not really my go-to because I prefer chocolate men. So I didn't really entertain it. And then he ends up hitting me up again, and he's like,
a little slow. Do y'all mind if I kind of speed it up a little bit? I don't mind her tempo, but I know as she's telling the story, because I do this too. When I'm like remembering things, like I'm like in a trance, and I'm trying to like get my thoughts together so I don't forget anything, because you're trying to remember, and then it's trauma that you're trying to remember too. And a lot of times, like, you forget certain things. So I'm just gonna speed it up just a little bit. Let me try this level first.
6'5", no ladder needed. And so I was like on my roof of my house putting Christmas lights on the house. I love Christmas. I love putting lights on the house. Like, I go all out, inside and out. So I thought that was cute. I was like, oh, that's a cute line, you know? And I was like, okay, well, you know, maybe I will entertain it. Because you know how they say, like, sometimes your person is not your go-to, like, someone you would normally date. So I was like, well, I'm open, because I really want to meet someone.
Damn.
Maybe, like, 4 months prior, I had written in my journal about exactly the type of guy that I wanted and to meet. And so I was really, like, intentionally dating. So, we ended up, like, talking, and we agreed to meet up. So I'm really excited because I was, like, just praying. I was like, God, I just want to meet my person. Like, I'm ready to settle down, start a family. Like, I worked for myself. Like, I built it, you know, to a certain point. And I was like, okay, God, like, I'm ready. Like, I have the time. Like, I'm ready to meet someone. So we end up, no, I had to go to Sonoma County because my friend had just gotten engaged. So we agreed to meet up when I was on my way back down, since I had to pass through LA. So I get over there, and it was like, I was like Starbucks, like a shopping center had like a Starbucks in it. And so he ended up not showing up. So I'm thinking, like, okay, like, I couldn't get a hold of him, couldn't call him. And I was like, well, maybe he got tied up at work or something happened. So he ends up, like, apologizing, and, you know, we're chit-chatting, and we're still trying to, like, meet up. But again, it's, like, during COVID, so it's, like, hard to do that. So we also agreed that we needed both to get tested to make sure, you know, we were good to go for the safety of people, like, you know, in our households. And so we both had gotten tested, and we tested negative. And so I was like, well, hey, like, I made a peach cobbler. I'm from Oklahoma. I made peach cobbler, like, from my grandma's recipe. And, you know, what they say is, keto a man's heart is through his stomach. So I was like, hey, I made peach cobbler. Like, I'm going to be in LA. Like, you know, can we meet?
And men wonder why we feel like we can't be nice to them. Like, we can't even do something nice, like bake some peach cobbler, y'all. They wonder why. It's like, we've done that before. And you know what it got us? Trauma. It put us in therapy for years. That's what it got us. So now we don't know how to be. We like, shoot, you know what? I tried that the last time, and you saw what happened. And that's us having a conversation with our damn self. Because we like, is it safe to do that shit? Is it safe? So yeah, she's a dog groomer. That's I think she has her own business though. So, and it's so interesting how narcs get successful women. They always go after, like, the successful ones. Seriously, they do. Like, the ones that got a lot going on for themselves. And I really feel like partially because, or they go after women that are smart, but they still go after women that suffer with low self-esteem. So this woman, she was on an app for curvier girls, and then it's just like they tend to go after the girls that are very smart, have a lot going for themselves, but then they have, like, low self-esteem. I be noticing that. That's how we be getting caught up. And that's why I be telling y'all, increase your self-esteem, increase your confidence. I don't care if people call you arrogant. I don't care if people think you're full of yourself, because if you don't become full of yourself, people will fill you up with bullshit, their bullshit, and then have you go through bullshit, and then have you experience trauma, all because you didn't want to work on yourself, become full of yourself, so then you don't have to worry about someone feeding you bullshit and then just becoming full of their bullshit. Become full of yourself, and then you don't have to worry about that. And seriously, because people will not target you. Because I'm telling you, when you're not full of yourself, people start to target you. And then especially if you're that type of girl where you got a lot going on for yourself, but you don't, I don't know, like, you don't think what you're doing is great. You don't think what you have going on is amazing or successful, or you don't think you're talented. Like, they literally will see that and, like, take advantage of you. They really will. So take pride in who you are. Take pride in what you're capable of. Take pride in your talents. Take pride in your beauty. Take pride in who you are, because that will take you far, and it will also protect you.
And so he was like, yeah, we can meet. And then he said he would let me know when he was available. So I already had made my way out there. So it was kind of late. It was probably like 9:30, 10 o'clock. And mind you, like, he lives like 2 hours from where my house is. So we end up meeting up at that parking lot, and he pulls up in an Audi. And I'm like, okay, like, this matched what he put in his profile about the income that he made. And so, you know, I pull up in my Benz, and, you know, he ends up getting out of the car. And I turn around to get like the peach cobbler out of the car, and you know, he's looking at the donk, he's looking, so I was like, okay, like he's attractive. And so I give him the peach cobbler. We're like chit-chatting a little bit, not really about anything. And then we were at that parking lot, we were like half an hour. And then, you know, we talked about like trying to see each other again, and that he would like come out to Orange County. And so I was like, perfect, just let me know. So he gets back in the car, you know, we leave. And so that following week, we ended up meeting up. Mind you, during this time, like, we haven't really had any phone conversations. He made up some story that his aunt was visiting, and he wasn't able, like, to get out, and he had to wait until she left or something like that.
How do they keep up with all of these lies?
A little chihuahua, saying that it was his aunt's dog. So I'm like, oh, how cute, because obviously I work with animals. So he ends up coming out to my house, and I think I did cook, but we didn't end up eating anything. And so he was only at my house for maybe like within the first, I don't know, 20 minutes, half an hour. Not, he literally had just gotten there and sat down like at my bar area. And so
wait a minute.
He pulls me close to him and starts kissing me. And so
Wait. She met this man off an app, and she had him come. Wait a minute now. She met this man off an app, and he came to her house. That's scary, y'all. I do not recommend that. I don't. Be careful out here. Is that what she did? Did I miss that? Can y'all help me out in the chat? Did she do that? Cause he said at her bar, and I'm assuming that's in her house. Do I need to? Is that what happened? Man, listen. And then he was, and you want to know why you don't do that? Because you don't know if you're getting preyed on. That's number one. And then number two, you're letting this man know where you stay, that you live alone. And then also, like, if he's trying to be one of those, what are those, I forget what they're called, hobosexuals. He's checking out the place, trying to see, like, okay, yeah, this looks decent for me. Like, oh, I came up. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, listen, be careful. Rewind. Yeah, let's go back, because I'm like, did she just say that?
We ended up meeting up. Mind you, during this time, like, we haven't really had any phone conversations.
Well, yeah, y'all, because remember, Paige said this was back in 2020. So this was during the pandemic. So the only place there wasn't too many places they could really go to. So, I mean, I could see her point of view from that, but I'm like, girl, I know a lot of people was thinking it's the end of the world, but still, like, that's so crazy. That's dangerous.
He made up some story that his aunt was visiting, and he wasn't able, like, to get out, and he had to wait until she left or something like that. And then he sent me a picture of him and, like, a little chihuahua, saying that it was his aunt's dog. So I'm like, oh, how cute, because obviously I work with animals. So he ends up coming out to my house, and I think I did cook, but we didn't end up eating anything. So he was only at my house for maybe, like, within the first, I don't know, 20 minutes, half an hour. Not, he literally had just gotten there and sat down, like, at my bar area. And so he pulls me close to him and starts kissing me. And so, you know, obviously we're both attractive. And so he leads me, like, dragging me, like, straight to the bedroom. And it went down. It went down. It was fun. It was a vanilla. Like, I was hooked. So, and it was also unprotected. I know. Stupid. I just felt like I could trust him for some reason. So,
why?
I'm, like, really, like, into him because I'm a very, like, monogamous person.
Oh,
I'm an ambivert, but mostly an introvert, and I don't like to serial date at all. Like, it's too much for me. So when I like someone, I like you, and I focus on you, and I really want to get to know you. And so,
y'all.
He was supposed to come over again because I need dinner, and he was supposed to come over for dinner, you know, spend some time with me, and he was a no-show. And so I got super pissed. I was crying. I was like, oh my God, I feel so stupid. Like, I just had, like, unprotected sex with you, and I don't even know you, and I need to go get tested since you didn't give me anything, and all this stuff. And then he ends up texting me, I don't know, like, so late, maybe 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, and he said that he had gotten pulled over by the cops because it was a curfew in LA, and that he was sitting on the sidewalk for like 4 hours or something like that. And I'm like, are you okay? I was so worried, but so relieved that he like finally texted me. And so I'm like, are you okay? Like, oh my God, I can't believe that happened to you. Like, he was like, yeah, when they ran the plates and saw, you know, my license plate and who I was. And I'm thinking like, who you are, okay. But I don't really know people like that. Like, I don't look at people. I don't, if you're like in Hollywood and stuff, like, I don't really know.
Y'all, I'm trying to give the girl some grace, y'all, because you know the George Floyd situation was around this time too. Let's think back. Let's think back. The unprotected sex, that's unacceptable, y'all. I'm sorry. On a first link? That, y'all, that's crazy. That is insane. That is insane. That is, y'all, there is no excuse for that. I'm sorry. Now, girl, I can help you out with the whole, you know, the police excuse, him being on the side, sitting on, but the unprotected sex on the first link, like, that's crazy, y'all. That's just not, that's not good. So, I do have a large platform. I am responsible for you when it comes to what I influence, and no, we can't accept that. So, the other things though, okay, you know, George Floyd, you know, that type of stuff would work around that time. Her bringing him back to the house, I still don't really agree with that, because you don't know what this man is trying to try on you, you know, and I don't know, like around that time, if you were to meet somebody, go to a park, meet up at a park, go. I mean, around that time we were outside. He could have, if he was really into you, he would have planned like a day in the park. He would have created a lunch out there with a blanket in a basket or something, like something. But the best he could do was just pop up at your house. That, I feel like that's just very dangerous. I don't agree with that either. So please be safe. I mean, men can be creative when they want to be. I mean, you see how creative he is with these lies? And that's what I'm saying. Ladies, stop feeding into the incompetence of men. Please. Because he can come up with all of these creative lies, but he couldn't create a creative date. He couldn't be creative with a first date considering the pandemic and everything, but he can come up with these creative lies. Just think about stuff like that. Okay. Yeah, they could have went to the beach. There's so much they could have did. There's so much, like, she played herself with that one. Cause ain't no way no man's coming back to my place and we just met. Absolutely not. I dated men for 6 months. They didn't know where I stayed, because I don't play that. I'm very concerned about my safety. So cause men pop up, they stalk, they do all type of weird stuff. So
You know, I don't keep tabs on people like that, so I wouldn't know. So I was like, oh my God, I'm so happy you're okay. Like, I'm so sorry it happened to you. And so then I felt better, right? And I was like, you need to get tested. Like, I didn't like that. So I'm getting tested, and you need to get tested before like we get together again. And so he told me we get tested. So he, on his profile, it said that his name was Caleb. It said that his name was Caleb. The dog is moving the table up and down. Okay, baby, down, down. Good job.
Oh, really?
So it said that his name was Caleb, and I did do, after he sued me up like that, I did do a background check on him. So I did a background check on him, and I couldn't find his name anywhere. I couldn't find it. So I'm like, that's weird. Like, the only Caleb's, and then he gave me his mom's last name that I could find were Caucasian men. So I was like, why can't I find him? This is weird. This is part 1. I will post part 2 after I'm done working. But I just wanted to give you guys a little tidbit, or a little something, since this video went viral, on my experience with this guy, with this Caleb.
I'd be so scared. I'd be so scared.
I asked him if he got tested, and he told me, so I got my test results back, and he told me that because he was in the military, that he had to do mandatory.
She got to remember his lies, y'all.
Mandatory checkups or something, like every 3 months. And one of them was like for STDs. Why did I believe that? I mean, I've dated military guys. I ain't never heard of that. I believed everything that he said. It just, because, like, I'm not a liar. I'm like overly honest. Okay, people don't like that. Some people don't like that about me. I'm overly honest. So I can't fathom that this dude is like lying to me. Because who would go to such extents to
Damn,
lie?
I relate to that.
It's it's wild. So I was just like, oh, okay. So anyway, so he would come over, and he would only come for maybe like 2 hours. We would like do it, and then he would leave. And then I was like, why do you only come for like, no, he would only come for like
And also, he's currently working her over with, and with the peen, he laying that pipe and getting her addicted. This, y'all, I'm telling you, every woman that I know that dealt with the dark, they went through some type of massive awakening. They ended up it really they really sprouted into either the phoenix rising, or they transform into this beautiful butterfly. Some of them went really dark and like turned into like this dark feminine, I've seen a lot of transformations with the narc, okay? But before, we were green as hell, babes. We were so green bean, green plants, just green, just very green. So when she said that, I'm like, I know exactly what she's talking about. Yes, but you know what? Narcs tend to be very charming. They tend to be very, very charming. They tend to be really good in bed. And this is because this is how they get their supply. They get their supply hooked on them. And then when the supply starts supplying, like she became the new supply, he was being fed, using her energy, draining her. And then he would go off and probably go do his thing. And so you just got to be careful, y'all. You got to be careful. So he was getting his supply, and then he was bouncing. And that's probably what she's about to say.
An hour. And so I asked him, I said, why do you only come for an hour and you leave so fast? And then he said, oh, well, I come from so far away. It ends up taking a total of like 4.5 hours. So that's why, and I have to get back, I have work to do or something like that. So I was just like, oh, okay.
Damn.
So dumb. I don't know. Y'all gonna talk so bad about me. I know. I was in my bubble. Like, I'm one of those people. I was sheltered growing up.
Damn.
I stayed in like my little bubble. Like, I was very naive.
Damn.
And it never crossed my mind that he was just lying to me. It just didn't. So, I have bought scooters, and it's COVID, so
that's what I'm saying.
There's a lot of eating like outside, and where I live, there's like a downtown area with like a lot of restaurants. So we would ride the scooters to restaurants and have a good time. And I had a neighbor that I've known for a long time, and I remember he saw us like kissing in the common, like the garage area or the driveway, and because we were living in a duplex. So he never like said hi to him, or he probably got a weird feeling about him. He really probably did, but
damn,
that should have been a sign. I thought he was rude. Easy and rude, but no, I think he had like a bad feeling about him. So anyhow, okay, so guys, I'm sorry, it's like the story is so much. So my birthday. So I'm a Capricorn. My birthday's in January. Capricorn, right? So I was 34, about to turn 35, and I invited him to Big Bear, and I was like, I want to go to Big Bear for my birthday, because I usually always go somewhere for my birthday, and it's COVID, so I have to do something local. So I was like, would you want to go with me? And he was like, yeah, I would love to go to Big Bear with you. And I'm like, oh, awesome. Like, I'll book the Airbnb.
She paid for it?
We're finding Airbnb right now, but at the time, right? So anywho,
damn. Yeah.
Coming for him for us to go on the trip, and I told him, I said, if you want me to, like, I can come pick you up and we can head to Big Bear like that way, because I had a truck and I wasn't taking my truck up there because of the snow.
I be trying to warn the parents, when you shelter your child, you stunt their growth. Like, you literally do. So her age don't have nothing to do with it. If she was sheltered, if this was her first real relationship, was at 34? Come on, like, seriously. That's why I be warning the parents. I'm like, you got a daughter? You need to let her date so that she can get some experience, and do it when she's still at home. So then you can supervise. So then you can coach. So then you can teach. because this is gonna be the results, and it ain't gonna be looking good. Okay, it's not. So let that girl date at her maturity level, right? And supervise. Set boundaries. Do it in a certain way, but let her do it. Because if you don't, you're going to stunt her growth socially. You're going to stunt her growth romantically. So she could have went through this experience when she was 18 or 17 or 16, but she's going through it right now. So it's like, I be trying to warn the parents, do not do that to your child. Do not do that to your daughter. Do not. You could literally sabotage her later. So prepare her. So let her date, but just supervise the situation, coach her, teach her, educate her. I mean, that's part of it. Like, that's also part of it. And she could have been desperate because she probably started thinking something's wrong with her. She's never been in a real relationship before. I'm turning 34. Risa Tisa had a very similar story time. So do you see a pattern, though, with narcs and who they choose to prey on? They choose to prey on the naive, the successful, but the naive. So this girl was probably told to stay in school, focus on your books and your books only. Don't get any experience when it comes to socializing and dating and any of that. So yeah, this can happen at 34. I've seen it happen at 40. I've seen it happen at 50. Okay, so she on the younger side, in my opinion, because I've seen it happen to women older too. So
I had like a tundra. Well, yeah, I had a tundra. So anyway, so he was like, okay, yeah, sure. But then literally the morning of, he changed it up and said, it's okay, you don't have to come here. I'm gonna come to you. I was like, okay, well, I mean, that works, then we can leave. Because I think Orange County is closer than where they were at in the valley. Anywho, so I was just like, okay, but then that spidey sense, like, he don't want me going over to his house. But then it's also COVID. So,
you still ain't been over his.
And I could just been in the driveway and he jumped in the car. But I didn't.
Yes, y'all. She was being very, very desperate. You over here having raw with this man, and you haven't even been to his house, and y'all been dating for how long? That's crazy, y'all. That's crazy. Cause I got to do my inspection. When you go to their house, you learn a lot. You learn a lot. You do. You learn a lot. I be looking at all type of stuff. If the house is too clean, they hiding something. You know what I mean? They hiding something. I'll never forget Love is Blind. I forget what season it was, and I forget the man. But I'll never forget on Love is Blind when they go to the home and the woman was like, it's really clean in here. I already knew. Instant red flag. If that home is too clean, they hiding something. They're hiding something. Then there was another man on Love is Blind. It was super clean. It was an Airbnb. It was an Airbnb. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. When it's super clean, a living girlfriend. Okay? Like, seriously. You just can't put... I try to tell y'all, you can't put nothing past these men. You can't put... I don't care if they're in a wheelchair. I don't care if they handicapped. They walking with a limb. You can't put nothing past them. You just can't. I don't put nothing past a man. Do you hear me? I don't care what he talking about. I don't care what age he is. I don't care. I don't put nothing past no man. I don't put nothing past my damn daddy. I don't put nothing past a man. Do you hear me? Okay. So, because I saw that one, I think it was on TLC, and he got like it's this cute little show. It's for little people or whatever. And he's in a wheelchair. He talking about how he got a new trainer. She's a woman. And it was just, I was like, oh, you gotta watch him in the wheelchairs too? Girl. And she was questioning him too. And I was like, girl, I'm not liking his responses. I was like, oh, damn, you gotta, listen, you don't put nothing past the man. Okay, wheelchair, handicap, they got a disorder. I don't give a damn. Okay, if it is a man, their brain just is different, so you gotta watch him. You really do. You gotta watch him.
Didn't have that, like, right? Like, that's, like, it's almost like you don't want me to come over at all. So we go to Big Bear, have a great time. He parks his Audi in my, driveway, and we head to Big Bear for the weekend. So, my birthday falls on MLK. MLK weekend always. So,
So Paige, you was out. You were without your car a whole weekend, and this man had your car parked at another woman's house. The audacity! And then this is another thing too. This is another thing. These men have a lot of time on their hands. Like, damn, do you see how much time they have on their hands? How he's doing all this driving back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth in Paige's car. And like, how do they have all of that time? It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. And then y'all, when I had my narc situation, he would go out and I don't trip because I'm like, if you going out, I'ma work. Like I would edit, and editing would take hours. So I never paid attention to how long he was gone. But sometimes towards the end, I started picking up. I'm like, damn, he been gone for a minute. But because I was sitting at my computer editing, I wasn't really clocking him like that. So watch out for that. Like men that be gone, they don't even call you to check in. Yeah. And then here I am just trying to better myself because I wanted more for myself. And the whole time he was just running around on me. So listen, I don't believe in being a helicopter and, just spying on men, following them, being in the bushes and things like that. I'm just big on leaving. Like if I got to do all of that, if I even got to question you, I just believe in just leaving because you on bullshit clearly. But if they go missing for hours, that's a telltale sign. They don't check in at all. Yeah, that's crazy.
We're up there having a great time and watching like anime because he's like super major into anime, and I'm also a little bit of a fan of anime. Like was into like Dragon Ball Z and Sailor Moon.
Damn.
I used to draw it. So
Damn.
He wanted to introduce me to the show that he watched called Bleach. So we mainly kind of just watched anime and had some fun and just ate and just kind of locally. So nothing was really weird about that weekend, but except for we went hiking. We went on like a little hike, and he does these different voices that crack me up. He could do like Elmo,
what?
Like actually for my son.
What did I tell y'all? Listen, let the girls know. If they can do that reenacting stuff, I'm telling you, y'all, they got a personality disorder. I'm telling you. Listen, they're not gonna beat the allegations. Listen, it is giving teenage hangout, but it's giving teenage hangout because it was the pandemic, y'all. But listen, they not beating them allegations, y'all. I'm telling you, spread the word. Spread the freaking word. If they reenact different personalities and different characters from different shows and things like, listen, that's your telltale sign. Because one thing I learned about the narc is I started realizing that when he reenacts those characters, that's what he does to people. Like he channels that same energy. So when he's talking to you, he playing a role. I'm like, listen, you really dealing with a crazy person. Like seriously, you really dealing with a crazy loony toony. All right, loony toony. But he like that's crazy. Like this is different. But no. And then they also tend to be very smart. They tend to be very, very smart. And they to the point where they think that they're smarter than everyone. So that's why when you play dumb and you catch on, you just don't tell them anything. You just keep it cool, right? But when you catch on, like don't tell them that you're catching on to them. And then sometimes like towards the end, I started noticing how like his whole like I don't know if his face would change. Like did anybody like, I don't know. I learned about the narcissistic rage. So I remember seeing him in the narcissistic rage mask, but then he had the bedroom character. Like he had different characters that he played with me throughout the relationship. So like the bedroom character, the narcissistic rage, and then, a new character was unlocked when, he would hang around his friends. And one thing I noticed about him, he liked prancing me around in front of his friends, but like he was a different type of guy. Like he was show and tell type. And so I peeped that, but I saw a different person. Like he literally plays different characters with people. and it changes. And then I saw him in front of his mom. Ugh, that was a different version. Like, you literally are unlocking different characters. Like, seriously, like boom, boom. And then like it changes depending on who he's around. And then, oh my God, the day he met my mother, a different character was unlocked. I'm telling you, it was crazy. It was crazy. And then when he met my father, like the character he played was victim. Girl, it's crazy. It's there, and I never seen him like that. I saw him so differently. Like when he met my father, I thought he was like, after that day, I was like, he kind of weak to me. He came across very weak to me. Like he was very intimidated by my dad. Like, I don't know. Like he just, you ever seen someone's energy shrink? That's like, he shrunk like a little boy after that. And I was like, the hell? So yeah, like a lot of different characters are unlocked. When he met my mother, he was very charming. He worked her over. So that's why I be telling y'all, get him around men that care about you, because you'll really see different versions of them. So yeah, put him around other men, because I'm telling you, when you put him around other men, things change after that. Like, you really see them for real. I don't, because they can't front like they can front in front of us. They can't front in front of other men, because men know men better than we do. So when you put them around other men, they tend to act differently, and you need to clock that. You need to clock that heavy if you can.
Son's birthday, I had him dressed up as Elmo, and he did the Elmo voice.
Oh yeah.
So he has like all these different characters that he can do, and the message just cracked me up. I love to laugh. Like, I love that he just like.
It's crazy.
So he would get free stuff, especially when he used his British accent. He would get. I was amazed. I was like, oh my God, like how do you just get free things? Like people just give you stuff for free. And so we were kind of hiking, and then he asked me this question. He goes, so like, you know, if you had to do like go down the red carpet, like would you be comfortable doing that? And I was like, I mean, yeah, I mean, I guess so, you know.
They were always delusional.
I have a red carpet event coming up, and you know, so I just want to know if that's something that you'd be interested in. And I was like, yeah, for sure. Like, that's exciting. Like a red carpet event in Hollywood, like, okay. And so,
oh gosh, she was so green, y'all.
We left from there and went back up to the cabin. And so he's sitting on the bed, and I'm looking at him like he had a white beater on. So I'm looking at him, and I'm looking at his arms. He has all these tats, and I'm looking, and I'm like, he has tattoos of different people's names on his arm, and I was like, who is this? I'm not gonna say his kids' names, but who is this kid, or who is this name? Like, who's this one that have 80 footprints? And he was like, oh, I thought I told you. I'm like, no. And he was like, yeah, that's my oldest son. And I'm like, you told me you only had one kid, a daughter. And he was like, oh no, I thought I told you. I said, no, you didn't tell me. He was like, oh, I thought I did. Looking some more. There's another name on his arm with the birth date. And I was like, well, who is this one? A girl's name. And it wasn't the daughter that he told me about. And he goes, oh, I thought she was my daughter, but when I was away and
girl, this is unacceptable. You over here having raw, and y'all getting busy, and you ain't even checked that man out when it comes to different names on him. That y'all, that's crazy. Yeah, desperate for sure. Yeah, yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. And then how did he get out of this? I guess we about to learn like how he got out of this one, because ain't no way.
When I got deployed to Afghanistan and I was away, I found out that she cheated on me and that she really wasn't my daughter. And I was like, oh my God. Because I'm thinking, like, why would he deny his kids? Because he has their names, like, tattooed on his body. Like, he tattoos his kids' names on his body. So why, with the birth date and everything. So why would I think that he would, like, make up a story, right, about this kid who's half Mexican, half black, right? He's mixed with a bunch of stuff, but she's basically half Mexican, half black. Why would I think he's lying about that? Kids' names are tattooed on his body. So the one that he said wasn't his daughter, because he found out that she that she cheated on him. I said, well, how did you know that? He said, oh, well, one day me and my brother were driving around and we saw her and the little girl didn't look like me. And I was like, oh, okay. I mean, I don't know. Like, who would lie about that? I didn't know. And then I asked him about his oldest son. I was like, oh, like, do you see your oldest son? Like, and he was like, no. I haven't seen him in a long time, since he was like a toddler. And he goes, yeah, the mom, she's a part of a Jehovah's Witness cult, and they're protected by the state. And so they just wouldn't let me see him, and there was nothing that I could do. And I was like, oh my God, it's terrible.
Girl.
Like, so she was gonna let you see her son. And he was like, no, she wouldn't let me see him. You know, and there was just like nothing I could do. But I am gonna talk to him when he's like 18. Like, I'm gonna talk to him and I'm gonna tell him like what happened. And you know, because I was concerned. I was like, are you gonna try to like, do you reach out? Like, are you gonna try to you know, rekindle a relationship? Like, you know, now that he's older. And he was like, you know, yeah, when he's 18. So I was like, oh God, like that's terrible. I think it's terrible that someone that wants to be involved in their child's life and they're not allowed to be. Like, I don't agree with that. So,
that's crazy,
he said
y'all.
that, yeah, he had lived in Georgia for a little bit, and when him and his girlfriend told me that she was his girlfriend, or his son's mom. All these things I'm telling you guys, this is all gonna come back around. Like, these little stupid details are actually very important. So he was like, oh, you know, she wouldn't let me see him, so I just left. Like, we didn't get along and the family didn't want me there, and they lived in a compound. He told me that they lived in a compound. He was like, yeah, they live in a compound because her uncle is rich or whatever, and they live in this, whole family lives in a compound. And so once her and I didn't get along and I left, like, they didn't want me to be involved. They didn't want me around. So I was just like, okay. And
okay,
that's what he told me about his kids. So we're done at Big Bear. We drive back down to my house. I think it's only like maybe it's a 2-hour drive, I don't remember. Maybe an hour and a half, 2 hour drive to Big Bear. And so he said goodbye, he gets back in the car, and he's sitting in the driveway for a little bit. And mind you, this is during the George Floyd stuff, okay? I had so much anxiety. I don't know if anyone else can relate, but I had a ton of anxiety. Like, I was scared to leave my house sometimes. And I live in a predominantly Caucasian area, especially the neighborhood that I was in. So I would get scared sometimes that I would come out and I would see the N-word written like on like one of my like units. And so I remember wanting to feel safe. And I like the fact that he used to be a Marine, and he's tall, and he had, you know, arms. Not a super muscular person, but he worked on his arms. And I just felt like safe. And so the neighbor that I had at the time, not the one that I shared the duplex with, but the one across the street, would write like a lot of racial slurs, say such and such, such and such, such and such. If you don't like it here, like go back to where you came from, and all of, I mean, he would have different things almost every week on this sign that he put, oh my God, outside his house. So I had to move one of my units from across the street, and I busted a U like in front of his house, legally, like. So I park it, and all of a sudden this man comes from across the street yelling at me. He's like probably 80. And he's like, I called the cops on you. I called the cops on you because of your turn. And I'm like, what? I'm like, why would you call the cops on me because you didn't like the way that I turned? And then I just like lost it. And I was yelling at him, and I was like, you better stay the bleep away from me. All you want to see, why did you call the cops on me for something stupid like that? Like, you just want to see me get shot? Like, all these people are driving by staring at me. But I was just like so tense, you know, like so scared during that time.
Man.
He was in the car, so he didn't see any of it. And, you know, I went in the house, I was like crying, it was like a whole thing. So we continue to see each other. God, this is January. And let me fast forward to when he had to go to Colorado. So he had to go to Colorado because he said, oh, no. So he finally tells me that he had a roommate. Because I told him, I said, I kind of feel like you're living with a woman or something. Like, are you living with a woman? Like, I just get that feeling. And he was like, no, I mean, I have roommates, but I'm trying to move out. And I said, oh, okay. And so he said, yeah, I'm trying to move out. And I did find a place. And so I'm going to go, it's not going to be ready. So I'm going to go to Colorado for a month. He said he's going to go to Colorado for a month during his birthday month, which is, he's an Aquarius. So, nothing gets Aquarius is like, this is the first crazy experience I've had with an Aquarius. But he was just like, yeah, I'm going to go up there for a month. And I'm thinking like, oh my God, I can't be without him for a month. Like, I'm falling for him, right? Like, that's too long. So he said he'd be back, and then he would move into his new spot, and he's moving out from the valley, and gonna be like almost like close to downtown LA. So I was just like, okay, like I'm gonna miss you, and so I secretly planned to fly out there because he was gonna be there during Valentine's weekend, and so I like wrote all these cute little letters, and he's supposed to open up one every other day or something.
Damn, girl.
I was being very romantic. So,
damn, she was doing a lot.
It would be like, surprise, I'm coming out there to visit you. And so he ends up leaving like February the 1st, I think, which is like 4 days before his birthday. And so he ends up leaving February 1st on plane to go stay with his mom in Colorado. And then, because that's where he's from. So he's like from Colorado, but also from LA. His family's lived both places. So he grew up like kind of half and half. So he's going to go to Colorado and stay up there. So he left February 1st. He calls me like February the 2nd. And
girl, he was D'ing her down. That's all I gathered. I mean, when they went to Big Bear, she paid. She cooked. That's all she wrote love letters, girl. She was doing a lot. She was doing a lot. I don't think I haven't heard anything that he's really done. The only thing she really going off of is his car, which that's why I be trying to tell y'all, do not be easily impressed with cars. What you think he got money, you think he doing this, you are impressed because of his job title. Listen, nothing should really impress you but consistency. That's it. Like, damn. It's been 5 years. He still ain't acted up yet. I literally just put on my Instagram about how women are always asking me, how do you know he's a good man? At his damn funeral, y'all. That's when you know he a good man, at his damn funeral. That's how much I don't put nothing past the man. I don't put nothing past him. At his funeral, you'll know he's a good man. People will come up and speak, and they will speak the gospel if he's a good man. You know what I mean? But if he ain't a good man, then, girl, you will find out at that damn funeral. All right? Because men be having secrets, they be living secret lives and things like that. And then next thing you know, it's the funeral. You got kids popping out, side pieces popping out. He got a second wife you didn't know about popping out. You got a mistress popping out. You got a secret lover at the job popping out. Girl, I've been to too many funerals. Listen. You'll know he's a good man at that damn funeral. It is what it is. And then I've seen situations where women's like, I had no idea. And then when he then all of a sudden you find out about life insurance policies and all. Girl, you find out a lot when a man croaks out, So the funeral, girl, is when you find out if he really was a good man. It's so sad we gotta wait to the damn funeral, but it is what it is. It is what it is.
And he was like, do you have time to talk? And I'm like, I always have time to talk. He was like, well, call me after you're done working. And I said, okay, no problem. So I call him after I'm done working, and he's like bothered, breathing hard, like acting like he's nervous. And I'm like, what's wrong?
Dang.
And he was like,
what's the excuse?
I'm so scared if I tell you this, you're not going to talk to me anymore. And I'm like, no, it's fine. Like, I'm a very understanding, open-minded person. Like, whatever you have to tell me can't be that bad. Like, just tell me. Mind you, when I was dating him, in the beginning, I had asked him if he had a social media account. He told me he's never had a social media account. He's like, no, I don't do social media.
Oh, that would have been a red flag.
Well, that doesn't make sense, because if you're like an actor or something, like, wouldn't you have a social media account? So I was just like, oh, okay. But again, I did background checks on him again, and nothing popped up. So, I mean, what would I think? And mind you, I still think his name is Caleb. And this is now going into the 8th week of us talking. He called me, so I call him after I am done working. So I give him a call.
You know, something in her story not making sense because can somebody explain it to me, or did I miss something? She said she did a background check on this man, right? Nothing came up if she had the correct name, but I wonder what type of background check did she do? Did she do an official one, or did she do her own background check? Because that's confusing me a little bit. And then the other thing was the test. He went and got tested, and he was supposed to show the results, but at that time she had learned a different name, or he went by a different name. How did he wiggle out of that stuff? And then she keeps doing background checks, but I'm like, are you using the correct name now? Like, she's that part she didn't really explain well to me.
And yeah, he's like acting nervous, and I'm like, just tell me, tell me.
That's what I'm like,
whatever it is you have to say. And then he goes, okay, so my name is not Caleb.
So
what?
Oh, she getting to it right now.
And I'm like, okay. And so, mind you, this is like February the 1st. I believe. Yeah. Or the 2nd, maybe. No. He went out there on the 1st. I think this is February the 2nd. So, he tells me, he gives me the name of a website, or the URL of a website. And he's like, okay, well, on your phone, like, type in this website. And I said, okay. And then I'm just going to say the first part of the website was Byron. Something.com. Okay? So I type in the website, and it's him. And he has, like, this profile picture with his, like, hat. And he goes, it's basically like I don't know, what is it, like a biography of him, a bio of himself. And so it said that he was a veteran. And I don't think, I can't remember, but I don't think I knew that he was a veteran. So, yeah, it said that he was, no, I did know. I did know that he was a veteran, that he was a Marine before. I did know that part. So anyway, so it said that he was a veteran, and that he was an actor, and I don't know, like whatever it is that he put on the bio. So I go, okay, so your name is Byron, not Caleb? And he goes, right, yeah, my name is Byron. Why would you lie about that? Why would you lie about your name? So he goes, well, I was in a high-profile relationship with a celebrity's daughter, and we had broken up, and we've been broken up for a year. Because I asked him, so how long have you guys been broken up? And he said a year. And I'm like, okay, I'm confused, but so I'm assuming that's who your roommates were? And he was like, yeah, we were living in her parents' back house. So you guys broken up for a year, but you're still living there. He was like, yeah, because of COVID, so I had to move in. And then something happened, like, with her dad. He had a stroke, and then we
Girl, you were told the truth. Well, somewhat of the truth. I'm curious to know how she got out of, like, how was he able to move forward with her after this? This is gonna be interesting.
Definitely couldn't tell the family that we weren't engaged anymore, and it was just a lot. And so I was just like, he was like, yeah, so I just had to, like, he basically told me that he just had to be careful, and that's why he had to give me a fake name. And in my head, I was like processing it, but then I'm like talking to myself, like trying to rationalize it. Like, I mean, I guess that makes sense.
What?
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Oh, girl.
I can understand that. Like, I can understand why you had to give me a fake name because you're in a high-profile relationship with your daughter, and you guys had to be careful.
That's crazy.
The media and go back or whatever. I literally, it didn't matter what he was going to tell me, as you guys can see. Like, I was determined because I didn't need him. No, like, I'm an independent, woman. I'm doing my thing. Like, I didn't need him, but I wanted him. And because I wanted him, and I was like, I'm the type of person, like, I'm a tenacious person. Like, When I see something that I want, like, I go after it. And I'm like a pit bull, and I don't let go. I'm like, no, this is what I want, and I'm going to figure out how to get it. And so, I mean, I guess that's a part of the entrepreneurial spirit that I have. Like, that's just me. I've always been like that. So it didn't matter what he told me, because he told me what I needed to hear to, like, rationalize it and make it okay. So, but the problem was that I already told my mom about him. And now I'm going to have to explain to my mom, because I was so excited about him. I'm like, this is the one, like, oh my God, like, it's like I've known him forever. Like, he's my person. Like, I know this is serious. Like, so I already told her. And so now I got to explain why his name is no longer Caleb. Now I got to explain that. And here are some photos. Oh my God, here's some photos. And then on to the next. I don't know how you guys do this on TikTok, because it is very time consuming. These videos take so long to upload, so I'm hoping that I can get through this without the videos being super duper long, as I know the max is like 10 minutes. But let me just go ahead and give you guys like my proof, what do you call it? The receipts, my receipts of everything. And then we're gonna talk about the fiance that he had. And so we're going to talk about what I was going through, and in the back end, what was actually happening.
This is crazy.
I mean, he didn't have roommates. He had a fiance that he was living with, and the roommates are her parents, like her family. Like, what? This is nuts.
So you was cool with being the side chick? You was cool with basically being the side chick this whole time? That's crazy. That's crazy. I wish I would have got this type of information. But yeah, she was desperate, y'all. She was desperate. That's the only way any of this makes sense to me. It ain't even green. She was delusional. She was delusional. That's the only this is not green, y'all. This is delusion. I'm sorry. We gotta call it what it is. Cause green is when you believe someone and they're telling you these lies, right? But it's like somebody tell you the truth about what they've been up to while lying to you and creating these elaborate stories. Like, he didn't even keep the lies simple, y'all. Did she not rethink every story he's ever told her? Like, one time when he wasn't answering his phone, and then he was on the side of the road and he was pulled over and it was the police. I mean, he was telling her some crazy, wild stories. Ain't no way that you would be able to move forward and really trust him. Like, seriously? Like, that's crazy. And he sat down and he told her the truth. That's crazy, y'all. I don't know. I wouldn't be able to move past something like that, because I'm like, I would just be rethinking every lie he ever said and how he interacted with me, how he showed up, like how he looked me in the face. Like, I would just be thinking of all the lies, and I'm just like, no, this is too much. So this is crazy. This is not green, y'all. This is delusion.
And you can't make this stuff up. Like
no, you can't.
When it's like when people tell you these crazy stories, it's hard to believe because it's just that crazy. Like, who would make this stuff up? It's like a Tyler Perry movie. Like, who would make this stuff up?
Girl, I don't think I would have told this one.
Unbelievable. And it's someone saying that, you're like, that can't be right. That can't be right. Okay, so the fiance. So first of all, before I add in her videos that I downloaded back when I downloaded them when I started to really decided to take off my blinders and get out of denial and really realize who this guy actually was and what has been going on from day one, from the moment that he hit me up on We Plus dating app and said hello. Now, my family, let's say my mom, and me and my sisters are nosy. We are nosy, okay? And we do some research. Now,
Girl, why do you have your nosy family do that
research on
before?
him. Then,
This is crazy.
when because I think I definitely did.
I don't know.
Check when he told me his real name. He told me his real name. Background check. It was nothing like the site that I use. There's so many different sites, but the site that I had used at that time didn't really tell me much. So I did do a background check on him. So I'm like, what? Let me look this.
Y'all need to stop playing with y'all lives. Y'all need to go to the county, okay? Y'all need to go on down to the courthouse. All right? Get that proper background check, because stop playing. All right? Them little websites, they can only do so much. A website can do a soft background check. You need a thorough background check. So you need to go on down to the courthouse. You need to pay that little I think, how much did I have to pay? I think I paid, mine was more expensive. I felt like mine was like $12 or something like that. I think Risa Tisa, I think she paid like $6. It's not that expensive. And then when they pull a background check, they are pulling a background check. You will know everything. So if it's getting serious, and to be honest, I would just go, if you make it to the third date, I'm doing a hard pull on the background check, you know, cause ain't no way. Mm-mm.
Let me look this up, right? So look him up, and it didn't really tell me anything that made me like. It didn't make me become like concerned, I guess. I don't know. It obviously there's all these red flags. Like you guys are seeing them. You guys are seeing all these red flags that happened in the very, very, very beginning that I completely ignored. Nothing told me like, oh, this is a red flag. Nothing like told me that. And I know you're looking at me, you're like, how can you not see these? I literally like didn't, because I didn't want to see it. And so my red flags was like if I did background check on him, and if he actually like had a criminal record or marriage certificates, all that stuff, like that would have been my like red flags. But
what?
None that popped up in background search that I did on him.
Girl.
So, but my mama does her research. And because he already told me his version of the story when it came to his fiance, which I'm about to share, I didn't want to see anything. My mom wanted to show me, and I did not want to see it.
Girl, you better not tell me.
He already told me about that. The thing about B is that he will give you 5% of truth, and the other 95% is complete BS. Complete. Like, and it never crossed my mind that this person was. I've never met somebody who lied. Well, I probably not met someone that lied that much, but didn't realize it when I kind of think back on some of my experiences. But I never met someone that like lied that much.
Girl, he admitted the lies.
Like, why would you lie about that? Why would you lie about being engaged? So no, I didn't think that he was lying to me about the fiance, and no, I legit believed him. Oh yeah, they've been broken up for a year. And he told me that.
Y'all, I'm sorry. It's getting to that point where this is just 100% unacceptable. This is, y'all. It's getting to that point where, girl, this ain't making no sense. He told you somewhat of the truth. Like you got 5% of the truth, and you still look past that? Because y'all, even if he gave me 5% of that truth about how this whole time he's been living with this woman, he's been engaged and things like that, that would have been enough for me, because I would think back to all the stories he told and how elaborate they were and how detailed they were. Like, no way, y'all. It's getting to a point where, girl, I don't know what to say. Like, I probably would have kept this one to myself, honey. I would have kept it to myself. Because this is like, wow, like this is, whoa, type. She was crazy. He told me that she was crazy and that... they always do that crazy stuff. He told me some other stuff. I have to be careful about what I say, but he told me some other stuff and that she was crazy. And there's always two sides to every story. So, he said that she was bipolar also. But I really should have really sat and thought on that about
I mean, okay, someone may have like a bipolar disorder. She does not. But someone may have bipolar disorder, but it doesn't mean that the things that happen to them, their experiences, is a lie or that they're crazy. Like, when he said that and he told me something I was like, oh my God, like she did what? And so it did make it sound like she was crazy. And so I believed him. And then of course I get the backstory on that particular situation. I can share some of that. And I'll do that a little later, but I had background on that situation. And so then when I had the whole story, I'm like, oh, because he left all that out. So we will talk about that. But okay, I'm about to
my goodness,
show you her videos that she put out. And again, she's a comedian, so it's funny. It's funny, haha, but it's also like sad, extremely sad. But she makes jokes out of all of it. So my heart. Okay, she makes jokes out of it, so I will, you guys can see what she had to say. And
did it hurt her feelings or something?
We talk today, so she will have much more to say, but right now I'm just gonna show you guys this.
Made it this far, welcome to the finale of So I Almost Married a Narcissistic Sociopath. So he's just blown up my entire life, and if the way in which he did so was not gut-wrenching enough, over the next couple months, I would come to find out that he had physically, mentally, and in relationship with a narcissistic personality. That is no joking matter.
But no, Brian. We had a long conversation, okay, a very long conversation after the fact. And so all love here. Aren't y'all mad at me? I'm mad at me. Well, seriously. So,
damn.
She put that out. So, mind you, he wiped her off his social media and then told me to look up his social media and gave me, right, and then had me look at it. But she was no longer on there. And then come to find out that they were supposed to get married. It was, what did I tell you, like February 2nd when he told me the truth? They were supposed to get married on like February the 11th, I think it said. I'm trying to find a picture of their engagement, the wedding date, but I can't find it. I have so many photos I need to filter through my phone. Anyways, so they're supposed to get married like February 11th and 12th. I'm sure she has it. But, so he broke up with her like 2 weeks prior. And now he's fully mine, right? Like he got the time. I found another text message where he mentioned to me, I was telling my best friend, I was like, oh, Caleb, and this is when I still thought he was Caleb, 6 weeks into us knowing each other. He goes, maybe you and I can move in together. I forgot about that he even said that. And I remember I told him, I'm not moving in with you. Like, I don't know you. And then after he told me his real name and he was still in Colorado because the apartment wasn't ready yet. And so he would joke around talking about let's have a baby. And I'm like, I'm not having a baby with you. Like, I barely know you. But he jokes all the time. So I didn't know.
Girl, he just plotted on your life.
Because why would you mention having a baby with someone just a few months after you know them, right? And here I'm single, I ain't got no kids. Like, I didn't plan on having kids unless this was someone that was gonna marry. So, and mind you, I'm 35 at the time. So he, I leave, I come back home. I told him that I loved him. I'm the first one that said it. I told him that I loved him so I went out there Valentine's weekend. We spent the weekend together. My sister,
That's
also
crazy.
at the time lived in Colorado. So I was able to meet up with her. And then I told him that I loved him and, got home. He was supposed to come back like the next week and he was supposed to move into his new apartment. So he asked me to go. No. He calls me because he missed his flight home.
It's crazy.
And he's literally freaking out. And I'm like, it's okay. Like, stay calm. It's okay. Like, we can figure this out. I'm a problem solver. Like, if you freak out, I'm not gonna freak out. If you freak out, we're gonna try to solve it. Like, that's just how I operate. So I was like, look, I'll front you the money. I know, guys. I said, I'll front you the money. It was $1,500. I'll front you the money. Don't worry, I'll go get the keys. I'll give the lady, the check, and it'll be fine. It'll be fine, and he'll move in. So I did all that. He's like, so much.
This is crazy.
He didn't have a vehicle, so he kept telling me that he had to turn in his lease. And then when he was supposed to turn in his lease, he didn't turn it in. He still had the car. He had the car up until he was supposed to leave. And so for Colorado. So I had asked him, I'm like, oh, did you turn in the car yet? And he was like, no, they let me keep it for a couple more days. And I'm like, that's not the way leases work. I know how leases work. He'd be like, well, I worked at a car dealership, and you know, I was the financial manager, and I know how these things work. Okay, well, how long ago was that? I mean, I don't even know. But I leased.
Girl, I don't know why you questioning this man. You was gonna believe him anyway. I mean,
cars, and I know that's not the way the lease works. When your lease is up, you need to have the car back, and you can't go over 100 miles or they get charged. So, he was like, if I could get a car, I can get a car if I needed to, like, no problem. I'm like, okay, cool. Randomly, right? He like randomly will say these things. He randomly said that, and so I'm like, cool, like, he can get a car, that's cool. But then he goes, well, I guess I can just ride a scooter around LA, and you know, I'll be fine. And then I'm like, oh my god, he doesn't have a car? Like, he can't ride a scooter.
Oh my god!
Like, he can't ride a scooter everywhere down here. Like,
oh my god, y'all. Oh my goodness, girl. Oh my god. I bet he was going back like, man, she's so easy. Damn. Man. I mean, she wasn't hard to work over at all. She was not challenging this man at all. Like, not at all. Like, he was getting in his way. Money, a car. Probably now, I'm pretty sure. I don't know. But it sounded like a place to stay is about to come next. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? It's really sounding like a move-in. It's coming pretty soon. Because, girl, I mean, money. So then he got some motion. And then he can't ride a scooter. So you about to provide the car. And then something gonna happen. My lease. Or I something happened with the place that I was. It just fell through last minute. She's like, oh, no. You can come stay with me. No boundaries in sight. He just green light, boom, boom, boom. Green light, boom, boom. No flags on the play at all, y'all. Run it again. Run it back. No flags on the play, y'all. So, man, like, y'all, I be out here building obstacles for men. Like, literally, we got to make it more complicated. Oh, yeah. Ooh, that's kind of easy. You know what? Let me add some more stuff. Because, you know, I be doing stuff like this. I'm like, he can get in between that. You know, I need to add something else. There we go. He can't get in between that. That's a little more challenging. Okay? You know, you got women out here just making it easy. He could just bloop, pop right on through. Hell, some of y'all don't got nothing but this. Just that. Girl, I be building obstacles, okay? Because you just got to make sure they are who they say they are. Otherwise, if you just allow them to pop on through, whoo. You got to make it challenging. Seriously, you got to make it challenging because you don't know if they are who they say they are. Okay? So, get creative, you know?
Hey, you need a vehicle. So guess what I did? Can you guess, guys? Can you guess what Camille did? Here's my Benz. Give him the keys. Here, you can borrow my other. I have a few cars. That was like my weekend car. This is my gift to myself. I like to drive nice cars because I work so hard.
Girl, you gave him the weekend car? Oh, I know he about to start ice skating, y'all. He about to start ice skating. He's at a level where he a king, y'all. He could do whatever he want. He could do whatever he want. Damn, he went from one woman to the next and was able to get a Benz? Y'all, I want to be a man for a day. Like, listen, I'm about to start dating women. I mean, really, y'all? Really? Like, that's crazy. Not in the weekend car. You know, that's the showboat car. Really? Girl, let me just be a man for give me 90 days. I'm trying to see what that's like. I'll probably get some home cooked meals. I'll probably get a nice warm bed, a back rub, some bomb sex. Like, girl, I can have it my way. That's like, I just want to be a man for 90 days. I just want to see what that's like. Cause this is crazy.
All right, so this is like my guilty pleasure. Okay, so I give him the keys to my Benz, and I'm like, just don't drive it too much because it's a lease, so you can't go around miles. Oh, the keys to my Benz, so now he has a vehicle. Because I mean, I can't let my man go from driving an Audi to a scooter. Like, no, he has to have a nice car. This is like, knock knock, like this is my mentality, right? I'm Captain Saver Bro. Me and my therapist talk about this.
Girl, we beyond that.
Saver Bro, and I, working on getting out of that. I like to help people. I like to be there for people. I like to call myself for people. And I have this really bad pattern. So,
this is crazy.
Bro. I gave him the keys to my Benz, and I just had, that was my new car too. I had just gotten that car, maybe like 6 months prior to that. So it was a new car. He didn't give me back right away. Next thing I know, he's like buying furniture. Like he bought like a new bed, he bought a desk, and I'm thinking like, well, where's my money for the apartment? But I don't say anything because I'm just waiting, right? Because if someone tells you they're going to do something, then they should do it. And so I'm not one to nag. So I was just like, okay, I'll just sit back and watch. But because that was a boundary that I let him cross.
And then like, y'all, he probably was looking around like, oh, she got it. I don't got to pay her back. She got it. That's why you got to have boundaries, y'all, because if you do not have boundaries for people like this, they will walk all up. They going to take you for everything that you got. Seriously. And then like, why, like, she's so delusional because I'm like, he lied to you. You overlooked all the lies that he told. Like, he literally told multiple lies and you still are trusting that he's going to pay you back. Why do you think he told you the truth about that? That's crazy.
I shouldn't nag. It's not even nagging. It's, you told me you're giving my money back, so that's what you need to do. So eventually he did. 4 months later, he randomly gives me cash and he's like, I know I owe you this. And it was the total amount. So one day he asked me to borrow. Mind you, he has never asked me to borrow money.
No, girl, he paid you back because he was going to go in for he going to ask you for some more money. That's what he about to do. He's getting you, what he's doing is he's getting you comfortable with giving him money, right? And then once you get comfortable with giving him money, so he'll pay you back the first probably 1 or 2 times. And then after that, he's not going to be paying you back, girl. He's setting you up. Okay. So that's why when men start asking for money, I start to disappear. Okay. I disappear. I block. Because absolutely not. You are a man. You should not be asking me for anything. All right. That's just crazy. Like, what? That's just crazy. And then, ladies, if you're capable of having your shit together financially, that man is more than capable of having his shit financially all the way together. It's really that simple. So I just don't understand. Like, that's also feeding into the incompetence of men. They should not be asking you for no money because that's crazy.
In our entire relationship, except for one time. And he asked to borrow $2,000 so that he could buy a car. And he's like, I just need help.
See how he went up in that price? You see how he went up in that price? And then he's going up in price because he's trying to see, like, what can I get out of her? This is like a shakedown. She don't even know. This is a whole shakedown. This is a shakedown. He like, okay, so I went up 500 and she still got me. So he probably like, okay, 2,000. Next time I'm gonna probably try to get some more. Like, I'm gonna probably go up another 500 or something like that. So
$2,000 and I can get a car. And I'm like, okay, like, because he paid me back $1,500. So I'm like, okay, like,
see?
Yeah, I know he paid it late, but he still paid it back. So I'm thinking like, okay, yeah, $2,000, I can do that. Like, I can help you out and get you a cashier's check for $2,000. Let's do it again. So I gave him a cashier's check for $2,000, and I meet him at the car dealership in LA. So when we get there,
so technically he didn't pay you back. What is that? What's the old school saying? Paying Peter. I'm not about to pay Peter or rob Paul to pay Peter. Like, that's what he just did. What the old timers be saying? They be saying rob Peter to pay Paul. Something like that. That's basically what he just did. That's what he just did. Whew.
Well, when I get there, he comes out and he goes, actually, It's not $2,000. It's gonna be $3,000.
Oh, what?
So can you like?
Girl, y'all, I have not watched it. What did I tell you? I said he gonna go up on the price. I said he gonna go up on the price. This is girl. Oh my gosh, man, I've never been worked over like this. Damn, this is. Woo. I really want to know what her upbringing was like. I do. But is it rob Peter to pay Paul? Yeah, rob Peter to pay Paul. That's what he just did. And robbed her blind. She didn't even see it coming.
Hey, give me your credit card.
What?
I didn't feel comfortable with this. I've been scammed before when it came to cars. And I'm like, no, I need to be the one to run it. Like, it's my card. He's like, no, he did not want me to come inside the dealership. I gave him my card, and he ran that extra $1,000. And there goes, you know, the money that he needed to get a car. So now, America, your boy now has a BMW. I have a picture of it. I'm gonna put it up here. So,
girl, he put them payments on that credit card. I know that's what he did. He put the monthly payments on that credit card, y'all. It's coming, y'all. I know it. He put the monthly payments on the credit card. Let's just go ahead and see.
He had asked me, he was like, oh, which card do you think I should get? And it was between like a VW, a CV, I can't remember which one it is right now, and then, or a BMW, a 2016, 325i, I think is what it was, a black one. And he was like, which one do you think I should get? And I'm like, well, I mean, if you have kids, you should get the SUV. Because, you know, they can fit in the SUV because, mind you, he's tall. And this is a little, like, he'd have to put his seat all the way back. Like, not really practical when you have a family.
Girl, I know you're not about to say what I think you're about to say.
But, I mean, mind you, like, the BMW it was a four-door. So, I mean, I guess so. Anyway, do you guys see, like, the manipulation? I didn't see it.
That's crazy.
What sucks is when your brain goes through corrective memory. When what you thought was happening versus what was actually happening, and then now your brain has to correct that. And that's the part that sucks after you've gone through something traumatic. It continues because your brain is just like processing constantly until it processes everything and things start to slow down. And then, you know, you can like start your healing process, which is where like I'm at. So, he got his BMW, and his reaction when he got that car, he was overly ecstatic.
Oh, yeah, girl. Of course he was.
And that's what made me be like, he's acting like he never had a car before of his own. Like his reaction, he was so happy. And I'm thinking, why is he so overly happy about this 2016 BMW when he was driving an Audi? I don't even know what year Paige's Audi was. That's how obviously, we all know that it's her car. It's her Audi. But I don't even know what year her car was, but it was newer than a 2016 because we're in, 2021 at this time. It's 2021. So now I get my car back. And that's when I was just kind of like, okay. And that thing deep, like the pit in my stomach, I was like, that wasn't his car. Also, remember the text message that I put in the one of the videos where his name was Caleb, right? And this is my proof that it's his picture, and I'm thinking he's Caleb. And so, but when we meet up, I'm looking at his phone, I'm like, you have an iPhone. So why are your bubbles green? And he would say, oh, I don't know, like, something must be happening, like, I have to have the phone checked. I'm like, okay, because, I mean, do you have your iMessages turned off? Like, why is your bubble green? So then...
Girl, it's like, at some point, enough is enough. You know what I mean? Like, enough is enough. I mean, wow, this is crazy.
Then he did that whole like third person validation, a third person that I haven't spoken to, and he goes, "Oh yeah, my mom said the same thing. Like was asking me the same thing why my bubble was green. And I do have to get that checked out." And I'm just like, So oh, we gotta rewind. So when he was in Colorado, and he gave me his real social media account and his name and all that, he also gave me his real number. And that's when the bubbles became blue. That's when the bubbles became blue. So over like the next maybe like month, I was asking him, like, did you have like a spoof number? Were you using like a Google number? Like, I'm confused because now this number is a Colorado number. And he was like, no, like something was just wrong with my phone. Like, no.
Girl.
I gave you, you know, I changed my number, is what he said. I'm like, okay. Okay, I'm gonna screenshot that. And I actually have the Colorado number. And what I found on the background report also. So yes, I will share that. I will share that. This is my journey of how I collected all these little things, still was rolling with whatever he said, but it was there. You know, like it was there. So now he's moved into the apartment. His best friend is a mutual friend of Paige, okay? And she told me that she actually introduced this guy to Byron because they all like went to church together. That Byron had
not church.
And when her and I were talking after the fact, I thought that was weird that he was in a relationship that he really didn't have that many friends because he comes off as like the nicest person. He even will say that, I am the nicest person. And he was. And so someone who's that like outgoing and personable, you'd think they would have a lot of friends. But he had like no friends. And the friends that he did have that knew him for a long time all live out of state. They don't live in the same state as him. And he doesn't see them like that. So that was another red flag. So we're at his apartment, which was like super tiny. I did not like staying. We always had to end up going to my house because I needed like more room. But it was cute. It was a cute apartment. He like fixed it all up, and you know, it was perfect for just a single person. So his best friend would be over at his house. No, let's go to when he moved. So when B moved into that house, I brought my Tundra, right? I got a truck. So I bought my Tundra, and I'm gonna help him like move his stuff. And then his best friend at the time had went and got the U-Haul. So they're planning, the guys are moving. I met him up there like super early in the morning. I drove out to LA, super early in the morning. So his best friend says, oh, because they need to go get all of the things out of the shared, what's the word I'm looking for, y'all? The, oh my God, like the storage, from the storage. So his best friend, when I finally met him, he was like, hi, it's very nice to meet you. And he said something about the circumstances were weird, but he's really happy that Byron met me. I didn't really know what that meant. I'm just like, okay. So I just thought maybe it was, because the story he told me that he was still with her, living at her parents' house, but they were broken up, and like that whole situation was weird. That's what I thought he was referring to. So, we end up all day moving into the apartment. And so fast forward, one day I was over there, and remember that episode on Oprah where Tom Cruise was jumping all like a crazy person all over the couch over, was it over his wife Kate at the time? Byron did that on his bed. 6'5", jumping all crazy on the bed talking about, let's have a baby, let's have a baby, let's have a baby. And I was just like, it was really weird and childish. So when that happened, his best friend was sitting in the living room on the couch. And I saw his face and he looked really uncomfortable. He looked really uncomfortable, but he also looked like maybe a light bulb went off in his head. Like a light bulb went off, because I just remember his face. And I'm just thinking, like, why would you say, let's have a baby? Like, what, you think we're gonna, like, you know, be intimate in the bedroom with friends, like, right outside? You know, right outside. He's in a junior, like, one bedroom. Like, it's really, like, 400 square, like, it's a really small apartment. And it was just very strange. Very strange. I mean, he was on all fours on the bed, too. You know? with his tongue hanging out like a dog. It was the strangest thing. And again, he jokes around all the time, but it was strange. And again, like, I don't know, maybe that's like 8, 9, so 2 months already. So maybe that's like within the 3rd month of us, being together. And only like a month after he told me what his real name was. So that was extremely strange.
That's crazy, y'all.
So his best friend was supposed to be getting married. And Byron was like, not the best man, but Byron was gonna plan out the bachelor party. And it was, what did he want to do? He wanted to do like zip lining and some other stuff. It wasn't anything like wild. It wasn't going to be like a wild bachelor party. His friend wasn't like that. So they were just going to do like zip lining or something. It was whatever Byron really wanted to do, whatever he thought would be cool. So I met the best friend's fiance. I thought she was really cool. I liked her. And then all of a sudden, he tells me one day that he got uninvited. Well, we got uninvited from the wedding. And I was like, what? What do you mean? Like, why would you get uninvited from the wedding when you're his best friend? So he was like, his fiance, she doesn't like me. She doesn't like the relationship that we have, that we're so close. She's jealous. And, and so, he just, like, I'm no longer in the wedding. And I'm like, so, I mean, are you guys just not friends anymore? I'm assuming, like...
Girl!
No, not friends anymore either. And they had a business together, too. And so, he really quickly took his name off of the business and sent Byron, like, all of the stuff from LegalZoom, like, ASAP. He just mailed it to him. Really, within that week, he had it. Like, his best friend did not play. And then that was it. And so then I'm like, wait a minute. This doesn't make sense. How is he your best friend in 4 years, and then he's just not your friend anymore? Something's wrong. Like, something's off. And so then I did
gosh.
And I'm like, can you tell me, like, what happened? Like, this doesn't sound right. Like, why would you just not be his friend anymore? Like, didn't he just take... Oh, so Byron is also a wedding photographer, okay? Also an actor, a wedding photographer, and a veteran. So his thing was doing wedding photography, and so he took their engagement shoot. And so I'm just like, I don't understand. Like, you just did your engagement shoot. Like, this just doesn't sound right. And so I'm like, is there something I need to know? And his best friend was just like, I'm so sorry. He goes, I'm so sorry that I had to retract our invitation. And wow, like, Byron really does have a good woman. He really does have a good woman. And I can't remember what all the rest he said. I probably have that message too because I never delete anything.
It's giving like farewell lover, secret lover. That's what it's giving, y'all. It's giving secret lover. That's my secret lover, and I gotta let him go. That's what it's giving. It's not giving nothing but that, honey. It ain't. That's why when men be grown and they be having roommates, red flag, y'all. That's a huge red flag. It's giving secret lover. And then the girlfriend probably knew something was up or got suspicious to where he didn't want Byron at the wedding. So maybe the girlfriend, the fiance didn't, or the fiance didn't know, but was like getting close to the truth to the point where probably they didn't want to risk it. But it's giving secret lover, y'all. This is crazy.
Sorry, my videos keep getting off because I'm running out of storage. All right, so he was just like, he really has a good woman. Woo! And then he said, but kindly do not contact me again, out of respect, like, for his wife. He's like, I respect her, please do not contact me again. And I was just like, okay. Like, I hate that. Like, I know guys, like, you guys aren't messy, but, like, if someone asks you, is something wrong? Like, is there something that I need to know? Just say it. You're not going to be friends with him anymore. Like, honestly.
Girl, they be loyal. They be loyal.
It's not like it. I mean, if it's a red flag, if there's something that...
Girl, that's why I be telling y'all, you can't put nothing past no man. I don't care who he is, friends or not, because they stick together. That's one thing these men gonna do is stick together when it comes to their secrets, their lies, their deception. They're never going to come to the woman and tell her the truth. And then they are mad at women, like, why don't we feel safe? I mean, when y'all protect each other like that, it's like, come on. Like, I don't put nothing past a man. I don't care who it is. I don't care who it is. I don't care what age they are. I don't care. Y'all thought I was joking about, I don't care if he in a wheelchair. I don't care. I ain't putting nothing past them, because it's the way they look out for each other. Even when they not even seeing eye to eye, or they separate, they no longer cool with each other, the loyalty is still there. It's like that man code. It never goes away. And I wish that we women were like that, but they dismantle our unity by creating hierarchies, rating scales, and making a standard dress size. And they do all of that weird stuff to dismantle our unity with each other. So they create, and then they create competitions, and then women feed into it. So, but them, see, we don't dismantle that. We don't dismantle their unity. So that bro code is serious, and that man will take that bro code to the grave. And that's why I will always tell you, if you want to know he a good man, you're going to have to wait until that damn funeral. Okay? The funeral is when you know, because even bro code follows they ass to the damn grave. So the only way you will really know if he's a good man, that damn funeral. That's when you know. That's when you know.
Obviously, there's something that you realize to where you literally cut your entire friendship off with him. And I'm asking you, is there something that I need to know? Like, this doesn't make sense. What happened? And you don't even say anything?
Oh,
like, man. It would have been nice to know. It would have. I'm kind of upset at them about that, to be honest with you. I am. But, I mean, it is what it is. Because, that's what happened. Byron had asked me not to tell his best friend about Big Bear. And I asked him, I said, why don't you want to tell him about Big Bear? And he's like, well, only because I haven't told him about it yet. I'm like, okay, but I mean, what's the big deal? So after, he moved out. Now we're together. So I did mention Big Bear to his friend. I did. And with that, so right after that is when the friendship dissolved. So now he only has 2 friends out of state. One is an ex-military buddy. One is from high school, I think, because he didn't go to college. One of his high school friends. And again, that guy lives out of state.
And y'all, this is crazy, because like the last time she gave us an update, this was 3 months. 3 months in. This is crazy. This is only like 3 months in, too.
Eight. I don't even know the last time I ever saw him. And then his veteran buddy. That he would see like off and on, and that dude lived like in Arizona. So that's it. And then his one friend, PK Mackey, who I think the second video that I posted, that's her. So that's like the last friend that he has. 3 friends, only one in state. Doesn't sound right, does it? No. So yeah, that happened. So the next video I'm going to talk about is about to get deep, and I have to be really careful about what I say because kids are involved. So there's going to be some stuff that I'm going to leave out, and you guys are just going to have to kind of figure it out because, yeah, it's like wild. This man's secrets are so dark and deep, it's scary. It's like scary because it doesn't make sense. These little things. Why not tell me you have a spoof number? Because there's more to it. There's more to it. There's a lot of things, stupid things that he would lie about. And you're like, why would you even lie about that? Because there's always more to it. That's why. And I didn't figure that out until after I ran for my life and left him. And that's when I figured that out. And that is the scariest part. That is the scariest part. You literally do not know who this guy is at all. I don't think I think his family knows some stuff. I don't think they really.
Girl, we knew you didn't know who this man was when he somewhat told you the truth that he was with. His name was not he didn't have the same name, and then also he had a fiance. He was living with a woman the whole time he was dealing with you. So we knew, but I guess you didn't know, because I was just like, girl, he been lying to you this whole time. So and she knew. I don't know. I feel like you know something is up as a woman because you're sensing things, but you're denying yourself of those things that you're sensing. You're gaslighting yourself out of those senses that you feel, because you know something's off, but you keep downplaying it, and then it helps him in a way. So, but it hurts you the most. So I don't know, but I guess like she's saying like who she thought was totally different from who he really is, considering all the secrets that he has. Or she probably don't even know all of his secrets. She probably know only a fourth of his secrets even now. So
I know they know some stuff. I do, because some stuff is off, but I don't think they know how bad it is, or how dark it is, or deep it is. I don't think they really know that. I don't. They know there's something's wrong. They know that. They know how he is. They grew up with him. But I don't know if they know to the extent of how much it's grown, because he hides himself pretty well. So the best friend is out of the picture now, completely out of the picture. And so now I was taking care of
what?
My goddaughter was living with me, and I was taking care of her, and so he didn't like her. He didn't like her. She's a teenager, but like, God, how old was she at the time? I don't know, 12, 13. And he did not like her, and he definitely wanted her out of the picture. He would complain, saying that she was side-eyeing him, that she was rude, that he, if he was talking to her, that she wouldn't respond. And, you know, she's sassy, so some of the stuff that he said, I'm like, I could see, like, her doing that. But I should have known, because when I asked her, she made this face, like, I can tell when she's lying, and then you can tell when she's not lying. And she just made this face, like, what? Almost like, when did I do that? She's like, I always talk to him. Anywho, he wanted her out of the picture because what do you think he was trying to do? He was trying to move in with me. And I told him, I'm not moving. Like, I've never lived with a man before.
Lord, y'all.
That was my first, like, serious relationship as an adult. I have never been with anybody this long. I haven't. I've always been kind of picky. Obviously not picky enough, but picky and like, next. Like, this person just is looking for a good time, but this person is lying. Even though he was lying to me the whole time.
Yeah, and that's how I know this was desperation. That's how I know. She was getting older. This was around the Kevin Samuels era. She was probably seeing that rhetoric come up on her news feed. It was probably starting to weigh on her self-esteem. Y'all remember that era? It got a lot of women caught up in narcissistic relationships listening to Kevin Samuels, because your life was over. I mean, you're washed up, you hit the wall. I mean, that was the type of rhetoric that was floating up and down our timelines. So she probably thought it was over for her. So she's like, this is probably the best I could get. So it's kind of interesting how these wild stories were around the pandemic, and it was around that era where Kevin Samuels was on the rise with his content.
Time I don't know why I felt like it had nothing to do with me, but everything to do with him, and like he was trying to protect himself or something, because he was talking about his trauma. So then he gives you like this whole story about his traumatic life, and I don't know how much I can speak on. He's a motivational speaker. Have y'all found his page on Instagram yet? Byron, have they found your page on Instagram?
I got a video. Hold on. Let me see. Let me pull it up. With his motivational having self. They are characters. They are some characters. Hold on, where is it at? Where is it at? I had it. Oh, here it is. Oh, wait. Oh, I don't have it. Hold on, let me get it. Hold on, let me get it.
Yet how you're a motivational speaker to children? Have you found it? Y'all. Please let me know in the comments. Please. Please. So anywho, he did not like her. He wanted her out of the picture because he wanted to move in with me. So he goes, I want to marry you. I know you're the one for me. You're the perfect woman for me.
Oh my God. Oh my goodness, y'all. Okay, hold on. Let me show y'all the hold on, I just sent it now. Oh, here it is. I'm looking at it.
You're never finding yourself. I don't like that either, because you're with yourself 24/7. Where are you lost? You wake up with yourself. You go to sleep with yourself. Right. What you're doing right now is trying to figure out what sparks you, what gets you happy, what gets you excited. Think of something right now. What I would tell someone, think of something right now that gets you super excited. Like for me, it's photography and a couple other things. I enjoy it. It makes me happy. Don't worry about the dollar sign connected to it. Worry about, what do I do that makes me so happy? And you go, you know what? I really enjoy doing X, Y, and Z. Now add, like, what would a business be for that? As me, as a person, what can I say? Like, I wish this was added to this and it's something I love. Oh, cool. You just figured out a problem. Now fix it. Don't ever come with a problem without a solution. The best thing right now is we have an abundance of knowledge at our fingertips, in our pocket, in our phone. Type it in on Google. Chat GPT is big right now. So it's like, oh, I don't know what I want to do. Just ask a question. Life starts with questions. Just ask a question and try to figure out the answer.
You know they change. You know they change according to, you know, what type of scheme they on. So he must have been scheming differently here, because he has on like a totally different mask here compared to the picture right here. It's like two different people. Crazy. And then he looked even different with the locks, with the lock extensions, with them being more neat. He looks even different. He looks like he just changes his mask a lot. A lot. Hold on, let me go back.
Perfect person. You make me feel safe. And I'm very protective, extremely. I'm the oldest of 4 kids. Like, I'm very protective, just how I am. So as soon as he said that, like, you make me feel safe, I'm like, oh my God, like, I have to make, like, again, it's manipulation. Automatically, I went into that protective mama bear mode. I defended him a lot. Yeah. So as soon as he said he wanted to marry me, I was...
Girl, you've been his mama this whole time. Girl, you've been you bought him a car, you've given him money, you've taken on all of his lies, you've been enabling him, you've been defending him against a 12, 13-year-old girl. Like, you've been his mama this whole time.
I was like, well, then, I mean, you have to move in, because there's no way I'm going to marry you and not know who you are. And at this time, I'm still 35. Yeah, I'm still 35. So I was like, yes, okay, you're going to have to move in. You're just going to have to move in. So he was really like pushing like, oh, well, when is she going to move out? So I decided that I couldn't do it, because her and I were having like, she was going through some things and it was a little too much for me to handle. So he was like really pushing like, oh, when is she gonna move out?
Girl,
and
I know
you say little things like her family's just using you. They just want you for your money. Like, he was telling me all this crazy stuff. I'm like, no, I'm the one that said I wanted to take her and wanted her to move in with me. And you know, but he would just be planting little things, and he'll keep saying it. So where you just kind of give in, you know? Girl,
I know you didn't kick this baby out for this man. And he done came with a list of problems since day one. I know you didn't kick this baby out. I know she didn't do it. Now, is it her responsibility? No. But it's just the idea or the thought that this man has been causing issues since day one. Like, he's been lying. He's been doing all of this stuff. And you about to kick this baby out that really hasn't been doing anything to you that you know of. But because he's in your ear about the kid, you about to get rid of her? I know she didn't do that.
Oh, like, you're tired of hearing it constantly, so you just give in. So, yeah, so she ended up moving out. He moved in.
Wow.
Because he wants to marry me. I'm the one. Everything that I wanted. And I am the one for him. And he wants to marry me. So yes, we are going to be living together. So I can figure out, like, is this it? So I'm at that time, he still had his apartment.
Oh my goodness.
So I'm like, well, okay, so if this doesn't work out, at least he still has his apartment. So I'm the one that figured out, like, okay, how do we get you?
Y'all, she's starting to make me regret what the hell I done said. They gonna rip her a new one in the damn comments. She making me look bad, y'all. She is, cause I know, cause in the beginning of this live, I think I said some don't victim blame, but this is y'all, this ain't even victim blaming. I don't even know. We passed that. I don't even know where we at. But you done kicked the baby out. That's for this man. That's man. I know this is what this is fit under. What does this fit under? This is like, this is reminding me of, I've heard stories of mothers treating their daughters, even though this wasn't her daughter. This was like a godchild of hers. But it's like, it just reminds me of hearing stories of young girls talk about how their mother started dating a new guy or married a new guy and like started treating them differently or started treating them like second class because this man is in, like, that's kind of what it's reminding me of. Like, that's what it's reminding me of. And that's why it's really, really rubbing me the wrong way. And it's because that child probably wasn't doing nothing at all. But this man she was willing to put up with whatever, but was willing to get rid of the child for the man. Like, it's weird. I know it's not her responsibility, but I don't know. If you took that on and you were wanting to be there for your goddaughter in that type of way, and your only purpose for removing her from your home was because of this man, it's just that's just wow.
You to not have to pay for your apartment. We're gonna put it on VRBO. So we really fixed it up. He took his little professional pictures and we put it on VRBO, and we made sure that thing was rented out every single month. Even if you didn't make any profit, I'm like, if you don't make any profit, whatever, as long as you're not paying the rent. And then I told him, because, we're talking about finances, and I'm like, okay, how much debt do you have? He said he had only had $40,000. I'm like, okay, well, I got way more than that. So, because I don't know how to start. I mean, I've been in business for 10 years. For 10 years. This is my 10th year in business. And building business credit was like super confusing to me. And so a lot of my personal stuff is like tied into my business. So anyways, I got debt. So, but I would be able to pay off majority of my debt within 6 months. If he paid all the bills, I could pay off my debt in 6 months. So, majority of it. So I was like, okay, well, you don't have to pay me rent for a year. Yeah, I know guys, I'm so nice. I'm just so nice and caring. And like, I was like, in it, we're a team. He told us that we're a team. And when I would say I, he was like, no, not I, we. And then we had our own email address. We were the Hopkins. And he's saying I'm Mrs. Hopkins, even though we're not married yet. He didn't propose yet. So, and we also had this BCH legacy because both of our last names, same initial. And so B, Byron, Camille, H, legacy, okay? Like, he really, he got our email addresses. And then he goes, we should have a shared account so that we can pay our bills through that. We can pay the bills through that if we have a shared account. And I'm like, how about I add you to one of my accounts? Because I wasn't that stupid. I was not about to add him to my main account. So I added him to a credit union that I had, that I literally only used to put my some savings in, or when I wanted to go on a trip, I would put money away on the side. And so that's what we would use that account to pay bills out. Obviously, we're having basic conversations. Before he even moved into my house, let me backtrack a little bit. And I had asked him, well, okay, so when we found out about Paige and how he was engaged to her, my mom was doing her research. And so he wiped her off his social media, but she didn't wipe him off of hers. So, and then she was telling her story on her TikTok. So my mom was following her the whole time, her whole journey, and getting very emotionally involved. And again, I didn't want to see any of it. I didn't. I wanted to stay in the dark. I didn't want to see any of it because he already explained everything to me. So I didn't want to see any of it. And so she was impressed by his engagement, how he did a flash mob, his proposal, how he did a flash mob proposal. And I'm like, Mom, I don't want to hear any of this stuff. I don't know how he proposed to her or how nice her ring was. And so she was trying to line up the timeline with what he told me. So she's lining up the timeline based on what he was telling me and based on what was on her page and her story. And for my mom, it wasn't adding up. She didn't like him. And I heard Paige's mama didn't like him either. So My mom's definitely worried. I know she is. I know she's worried. But I'm just, what did she say? If you choose to put your head in the sand. So that's what I did. Anywho, I would ask him, because he told me he went to UCLA. He said he went to UCLA or USC. And I think it's USC, because USC is by Felix. You guys, I think Felix the cat, the car dealership, I think that's USC. So that's where he told me he went to college. And I'm like, wow, like, when did you have time to do that? Because he also went to film school. So I was like impressed. I'm like, dang, like, how did you go to USC and you were living in Colorado and you were in the military and you went to film school? Like, and you had one kid.
Woo.
Told me he just had 2 kids. He had an older son and then he had his daughter, and that was it. So I was trying to figure it out. And he also put that on his LinkedIn profile that he had went to USC. I think I have a screenshot of that. I will find it because it's not on there anymore. So,
damn, he be switching it up.
Yeah, so he goes, oh, well, I went online. I graduated from USC online. So I was thinking, like, maybe he took, like, a business certificate program. Some program or something you could do.
You see, this, y'all, ladies, please stop doing this. Because when you gotta create the feelings, you are manipulating yourself now. You starting to work yourself over to make things make sense. When you have to rationalize things, like the light bulbs are not on up there. They not on up there. That's what happened to that one lady when she was talking about what Nelly said, and she kept saying what he meant, because him just accepting what was actually said was just like, oh no, I don't want to accept that because what he meant wouldn't fit what I needed to fit in my mind. Like, to be happy or to be excited about their relationship. It's the same thing with this. It has to make sense. So I'm going to make sense of it in my mind because I really want to stay with this man. It's like, ladies, y'all got to stop doing that. Seriously, at this point, they're working you over and then you're doing the rest. You're doing the rest when you have to rationalize and create these assumptions and all of that. Like, no, you should have been asking questions for those feelings instead of creating more assumptions. But when you want to believe something, you just going to want to believe it. So you're going to create the assumptions that make sense, that will give you the peace of mind so that you're not at war with yourself about, is he lying? Is he lying? So to put yourself at ease, you lie to yourself. That's what you're doing. To put yourself at ease, you lie to yourself and you convince yourself of what the truth is, because that's just how you get through it. Like it's crazy. It's crazy.
Do it online. I mean, I don't know. I know a ton of y'all probably went to USC, so can you get a certificate online from USC? I don't think so. So, but I just ate it up. I was like, oh, okay.
Oh, wow, girl.
That? Like,
wow.
Why would you lie about school?
Girl.
That didn't make sense to me. So,
girl, why would he lie about his name? I mean, this is not big at all what school he went to. I mean, she wasn't like putting up, like adding up or just writing down every lie that she was catching him in.
He went to film school. So, in 2016, he moved from Colorado to California. And so, he left his wife, Samantha. Hey, girl. She may comment. You may see her comments on here. But he left his wife, Samantha. And
let's watch. Let's get into Samantha too. Hold on. Cause the wife. For those that wanted to know, hold on. Here she is.
Hey family, it's me, the one and only Samantha Hopkins. I am the engagement swindler's wife, actual wife, unfortunately. And I wanted to come on here. I know everybody's dying for my story and I'm dying to give it to you. I just have recently gone through a tragedy. My godson about a month ago was shot and killed by a local sheriff here in Douglas County. So we have been protesting and fighting for justice for him. So I have not been ignoring you or trying to keep anybody hanging. I just have been really fighting for justice for him because he deserves it. And I'm sure a lot of you can relate to that, unfortunately, as well. So I do also want to add that I have to be kind of careful with the things that I say. Byron is a very dangerous person, and I am afraid of him. He has done the worst to me in life, and I am still currently suffering pretty heavily because of him. So I want to ensure that I cannot give this predator more ammunition or give him the ability to create an ammunition or a narrative against me, because if you have been the victim of narcissistic abuse, you understand that you are portrayed in a very negative light. You are the target, you are the punching bag, you are the scapegoat. So I am going through a battle right now currently with him in regards to that, and I'll get deeper into it 100% so that you guys can know. Please forgive me, there's more dogs in the back. But yes, I am his wife. I have been married to him since May 8th, 2013, and Byron is a predator in every capacity there could be. He will prey on you. He does his research. This is not new to him. This is something that he's done his whole life. He goes, as I've heard in the comments, many people say there is a plethora of bodies that he leaves behind, not just of women and families, but also children. So it is super sad. I will say that the child that we share together is the only child that he is involved with, and I know that for a fact, which I find odd and concerning, and I will touch upon why it is so concerning, but Byron is dangerous. If you run across him, get away from him. If he comes near you, run. If he approaches you, turn away. I do not say this with glee. I say this with pain and anxiety.
Damn, y'all.
He is dangerous, and he still is very capable of doing.
The hell did he put this woman through? This is crazy. I feel like Millie kind of, sad to say, but I feel like she getting the lighter end of things, it seemed like. Because this woman, it seemed like he put her through complete hell.
A great deal of damage, not just to me, but to the woman he is now with, what he's done to Camille, what he's done to Paige. I have a couple other exes that I am very, very close with.
Wow.
The only good thing that came out of me being involved with Byron in any way is I have some great allies now. We had to get through it, but yeah.
Wow, y'all. We gonna have to check in with her and her story too.
Out to California. And the way he did that was, she comes home one day and her furniture is gone. Yes, gone. He rented an apartment in Colorado. He rented an apartment, got a U-Haul truck, and took her furniture. Took the furniture, left the kids' stuff. I think she told me that furniture, she's gonna have to correct me, but I think she told me that furniture, they were paying on it still. And so he took it. I guess it was new furniture. Maybe he talked her into buying new furniture knowing that he was gonna get a new apartment, and that way we could have new stuff. That would be typical of him, like 100%. So, but she'll have to correct me. So anyways, and then she's co-signed on a car for him twice. So this is the second car. The other one, I can't remember what happened. I think it also got repossessed or something, I'm not sure. But the second car was like a Honda or something like that. And so that's the car that he was driving. So she said that she would take the kids over there only maybe twice. He told me that he was feeding the kids because I was like, you moved? Like, he's like, yeah, we separated. She didn't know they were separated. But he was like, yeah, we separated. And, I would take the kids, take care of them and stuff at my house. And she told me that wasn't true. And she said he would not feed them. He had no food in his refrigerator. When I met him, he had no food in his fridge. And I was like ordering groceries at Walmart and sending it to his house at his apartment because he had enough just to pay for his rent and he didn't have enough to buy like food. So I was sending like grocery orders to his house. So
girl, what? Girl, she was doing the most. My goodness. She was doing the most. And then what happened to, like, girl, you met this man and he pulled up on you in Audi, right? And now you're buying him groceries you're ordering groceries off Walmart to have it sent to his house because he doesn't have food in his refrigerator and the alarms weren't going off? Because that was the reason why she was just so charmed by him. He was tall. She thought he had money. So how did we get from that to this? Where you were ordering his groceries to his house? That's crazy.
So she said she would always have to feed the kids before she dropped them off. So, so then all of a sudden he was gone. He was only at that place for 2 months because he got evicted. He got evicted because he couldn't pay he didn't pay rent. So he got evicted. And he took the car and drove it to California. And he ended up not even paying on that car. So that car ended up being in default. And she couldn't afford, she was struggling. Like, she was taking care of 4 people. Like, they didn't let him re-enlist into the military. That's a whole nother story. And so he took the car. And I guess he told me that he found something where he stayed at a house full of boys and all he had to do was drive them around and he was able to stay there for free. But then, like, not too long after, he met Van. We're gonna call her Van. She gave me permission to tell part of her story. He met Van and I guess her lease was up or coming up and he talked her into moving in with him. And so Van is absolutely gorgeous, curvy, Pacific Islander, and she was like down. She's helping him. He went to film school. She helped him. All these people calling me. She helped him get a job after film school. So she acted like she was his agent, and she helped him get a job. He was helping her pay rent because he got like a disability check from the military. So she was helping her pay rent. So this job that she helped him get.
So the military is the truth. Okay, the military was true, because I'm like, is that even true?
Was how he met Paige. So while he's with Van, he, was dating Paige. And so at this time, the car's in default. And Sam doesn't know, like, where the car is. They want to know where the car is. She's like, I don't know where the car is. He drove to California. So he ordered a pizza on her Papa John's account and put in his address. And so that's how she found out where he was. And she told people and they went and got the car. So he comes out and the car is gone. He tells Van, my car got stolen. She had an extra car. So he never was without a car. He ended up driving her extra car. Again, this is like, it's not my story, so this may not be all 100% accurate as far as the timeline for stuff, but this is roundabout what happened. So she has a tracker on the car. And Van noticed that he was constantly like at this address and he was at it often. This is after film school. So I'm like, you didn't like go down there? She's like, no, I just thought he was working. Like, I didn't know. And so the address was Paige's address.
Girl, that's crazy.
We're going back to me. That was a little bit about that. We know that he was cheating on Van with Paige, cheated on Paige with me. So you guys got Paige's story. I know he was dating Paige for at least 6 months while he was still with Van. So when she found out that he was cheating on her, I think he had moved some stuff out while she was away at work. And he took like her alkaline water machine, her TV, like all these things that he had moved into like my place with, like some stuff that he had, or some stuff at his apartment, is a collection from just the women that he's been with. Like, he already makes his moves however many steps ahead, not too many steps ahead, but enough, and he makes sure that he takes what he wants. I wasn't playing that, please. The thing is, what do people say? Just listen and watch. And
girl, you wasn't playing that. I mean, you was playing a lot of other stuff though. I mean, you was playing a lot of other stuff though. Now, come on now. Don't start doing that now. Don't start acting like you better than the next woman, because girl, you was doing a lot. You was doing a lot. Okay, we don't know if that woman, if she just wasn't home at the time when he just went through and just swept through her home. So let's not do that, because that's crazy, girl. That's crazy.
Exactly what they're gonna do. I knew exactly what he was gonna do before I left him. So, we're not going there yet. Rewind. So I'm putting money into this account, our joint account. Do you think he's putting money into the joint account? No. What do you think he's doing? Spending it. Spending the money that I'm putting in there to pay his car note. I essentially was paying his car note.
Didn't I tell you she was gonna end up paying that car note? Didn't I tell you he was working her over from the very beginning when he started asking for money? But then the only reason why he was paying it back was because he was working her up to get comfortable, because he was gonna go in for the kill. And now you got this joint account and he's spending your money. He got access to your money. Crazy. I knew. I thought maybe at the car dealership he had put those payments on her actual credit card, but it sounds like he eventually switched over those card payments to their joint checking account. I knew he was gonna get that car payment and she was gonna pay for it. I knew it was coming. I didn't think it was gonna come this way, but I knew it was coming. I just didn't think she would go out and get a joint account. I mean, I just knew she wouldn't go and do something like that. That's crazy.
Not only did I help get the car, but I'm also paying the note because he kept getting calls because his payments were late.
Wow.
So I told him, I said, you're not putting any money in here. You're just spending it. So when he got his monthly check, he put $200 in there and told me, oh yeah, I deposited some money. But then he turned around and took it right back out. So one day, I get a notification that $700 was taken from the account. And I was like, what in the world? And I was upset because it had been taken from the savings of our joint account. And so I was like, oh my God, this money got taken. Like, I don't even know why. Like, they said there was a lien on the account. And I'm just really, really upset because I'm trying so hard, to save and things like that. And at this time, we didn't have his daughter yet. We ended up getting custody of his daughter, but not yet. So I was really upset. I get a letter in the mail. And it says that the lien was taken out because of Byron being on my account. And I'm like, it says it's because of you. What do you have where you would have a lien on?
Baby, it's child support. It's child support. It's child support. I ain't even watched this. Is it child support, y'all? Is it child support? Is it child support? This crazy. Is it child support, y'all?
On it. He's like, oh, it's probably something for my dad because my dad used my social security number and opened up a bunch of accounts. And I'm like, oh my God, why? How can he do that? How can he? He's like, well, because we're And I'm like, okay. Wow. So randomly one day, he goes, I think I owe you this, and gives me the $700 back. Where did he get the money from? I'm not sure. So I have to go to so I've been going to the fertility doctor.
She don't understand. Girl, I know. What? Y'all, woo. I know. Y'all, please, no. Oh my goodness. Y'all listen, ladies. Y'all giving the man the whole cow. Y'all doing more than the cow. Y'all giving them the farm, the land. Hell, y'all not just giving them one cows. You're giving them multiple cows. I mean, hell, and then some of you are milking them. You're milking the cows and you're giving them the milk. You're rubbing their bellies. I mean, my goodness, y'all. I'm like, absolutely, this is too much. And then I forgot what I was about to say, but before I heard her say that and I stopped the video, I done lost my train of thought. I was about to say something else. I'm like, I heard what? Girl, oh my goodness. Oh, I remember. It was about the $700. So what he was doing was he was making sure that milk supply that she keep providing, aka that money flow that he needs, where he can just get the money and take it, and then I'll pay you back. But remember when I was like robbing Peter to pay Paul? Girl, he been doing that this whole time. He robbing you blind, and you don't even see it. She don't even see it. This man robbing her blind, and she don't even see it. So of course he paid you back the $700 to keep you satisfied, so then he could keep the money flowing. And see, you are successful. He knows you got the money. He knows. So he like, and this is why I felt like she got the lighter side of this whole thing, because he cashed in on her. He was really able to cash in on her. And so because of that, he was like, I gotta make sure she's satisfied, because I can't mess it up with her. Like I can't mess it up with her because she giving me that money. So girl, he only gave you back the $700 because just in case he need to pull 200 here, 300 here, he got to keep you in good spirits with him. That's it. He got to make sure he doesn't ruin this relationship with you as far as how he can get access to money. That's really it.
This is my fertility story now. So I've been going to the fertility doctor.
Ooh-wee.
I've had issues since I was 22. Didn't know if I'd be able to have kids. Didn't know if I would ever be a mom. It was an underlying thing that I low-key was like depressed about. And so like the age range that I was at the time was literally like my last like chance to be a mother. So I just was like, oh my God, like, I mean, I met my person, like, this is perfect. Like, I still have time. I also was gonna do IVF. So before I met Byron, I was gonna do IVF and freeze my eggs. But we all, I mean, if you understand IVF or know anything about it, it's still risky. My egg count was less than a 1. At 35, my egg count should have been an 11. And it was less than a 1. I only had 1 ovary left, like dermoids, I had a lot of issues. So, I went to the fertility doctor and he does my tests. And Byron's with me, and he said, if you're gonna do something, Camille, you're gonna have to do it now. And my heart kind of dropped. Because I know the risks with freezing your eggs. When you unfreeze them, you have the risk of those eggs not making it. And if I have less than a 1 egg count, how many good, viable eggs are they gonna get from me? And whatever I freeze, like, could possibly be, when they be unviable during the falling out process, and then I no longer have an egg count, and I don't have any eggs, right? Like, it was scary. It was a scary thing, a scary realization that, I may not be able to be a mother. And so when he said that, I looked at Byron, and he goes, why don't we have a baby for free? And then he told me he had super sperm. And I'm like, really? Really, like, yeah, you want to do it? And he was like, yeah. And so then before I made my decision, I'm like, it's you and me, right? Like, we're going to do this. Woo! We're going to build this. We're going to be a power couple. So I was going to be with someone I could be a power couple with. And so he was like, yeah, like, it's you and me. When I look back, when I asked him that question, his head was down and he hesitated. He looked hesitant. He did. But the thing is, he told me what I wanted to hear. And that's what I ran with. And so we proceeded to try to get pregnant for 4 months. And so my son is my miracle baby. I wouldn't have, I wanted to be married. He told me he wanted to marry me. And I'm like, okay, well, we're gonna have to have a baby first. Like, because to get married, like, we have to, like, get rings. We have to, like, I don't want to do courthouse. Like, I want to actually have, like, a wedding. And so we don't have time for that. Like, the baby's gonna have to come first. So that's what we did. And then I began my pregnancy journey.
So, anyways. Jesus Christ, how the fuck did we get here? Okay, I know why you're here, okay? Fine. Man, I have not done one of these in a while, but should be like riding a bike.
Y'all, I'm invested. I don't know about y'all, but I'm invested. Millie. I'm lost for words. I really am. I know narcissistic abuse though. Like, I know it's like I'm still hanging on to the fact that this was narcissistic abuse. like, it's like, some of it was definitely her own doing though. Some of it really was. Like, I have to say that because, girl, I just, whoo, I don't know. And even your mother was really trying to help you. She really was. She wasn't on the phone saying, he's a good man, Savannah. He was like, she was sending you articles about Paige's whole story. And you just didn't want to see it. So this is a lot. This is a lot. Let's see what she has to say.
Let's go. For those of you who have seen the Tyler, the Creator concert proposal video, which is far too many of you at this point. Yes. I am heavy on the one of the many women who have a story about that man in the video. So I know all of you are here because you want the tea. I get it. Now I should warn you, this is not the video where I'm going to rehash every detail of my experience and my story with this individual simply because I already did it. So if you want every detail, fresh, hot off the 2021 presses, baby, I'm going to link the 4-part series that I already created about this, and you can go and get all the details, okay? In the meantime, you can consider this video just a live, too long, didn't read, all right? I want to start by saying something that I think...
Tyler Perry, you better get on this one. Tubi, one of them. Because, I mean, y'all need to be at a round table coming up with a script. Because this is crazy. This, and he's still married. Ain't that something? Ain't that something? So, listen, y'all need Tyler. I get that man on the phone, because at this point, like, every woman got their side of the story. They could turn this into a whole series. Like, seriously, like this. Yeah.
I think is really important because as myself and other women are either having to rehash this or being put in a position to share their stories for the first time publicly, I think it's really important that as you guys are receiving this information, as entertaining as it is and as piping hot as the tea may be, we are people, okay? And we are real people who went through a very traumatic experience. A lot of our experiences are similar, but they differ in some ways. But we went through a very traumatic experience. Some of us have been healing for years. Some of us have only been healing for months. But nonetheless, we have been fighting like hell to not just survive, but thrive on the other side of dealing with an individual such as this. So, be entertained. I'm not going to ask the internet to not be the internet because that's just crazy. But could we also just maybe apply some kindness and compassion and all those comments that you have about like, girl, if I would have known, yes, you probably would have done a lot of things differently if you were in my position or any of the other women's positions. But the point of the matter is you weren't. And so unless you walked in our shoes directly, please be kind, please show compassion. And if all you have is judgment to share, I'm not saying you don't judge, just keep it to yourself. Write it in a journal. Talk to your therapist, your Jesus, or your mama, but keep it away from us, okay? We've been through enough. All right, here we go. In 2018, I met a man named Byron Hopkins, and a very...
Yeah, how they gonna tell us to put it in a diary, and it's like, y'all could have put this in a diary. I don't get it. Like, what, how? This is crazy. So we gotta put our opinions in a diary? That's crazy, y'all. That's crazy. So the internet has become other people's diaries, but not ours. That's really crazy. Okay. All right. I do feel like women should judge so that you can learn, because that's how you make good decisions in life. It's not about projecting anything on them. It's learning through them. But you're going to have to use your judgment in order to do that, to learn. Okay? This is how you make good decisions in life. This is how you become a good decision maker. And then also, one of the biggest things that I want to highlight is that in common, these women didn't trust their instincts. They went against their instincts, which means they went against themselves. They went against their intuition. And I have been in a similar situation where I've gone against my instincts. I've gone against my intuition. I've gone against myself to believe a man. I will never do that shit ever again in my life. That's why I said I don't put nothing past no man. But I'm saying, like, that's the common denominator here with the women that we've heard so far, is that they went against themselves to believe the man. And when you got to go against yourself, and to be honest, I don't care who it is. It could be a man, it could be a friend, it could be your boss, it could be a coworker, it could be anyone. If you got to go against yourself, then you doing something wrong. Like you're betraying yourself. Like you should never have to go against yourself to believe another person, or to accept another person, or to love another person, or to care for another person. You should never have to go against yourself. And when you feel like you have to go against yourself, that person is not for you, and you may be in deception. There's some trickery going on. There's someone playing on your psyche. You need to check that, because you should never have to go against yourself to believe someone, to understand someone, to reason with someone. Never go against yourself.
A quick forming crush turned into very quick deep like, which turned into love, which turned into him being what I thought at the time was the love of my life. At the time, he was someone who, I swear to God, was everything I had hoped and prayed for in a partner. So when he asked me to marry him...
Now, I got to be honest with you. I got to stop it again, too. Paige, I feel like hers is going to be a little bit different. And the reason I'm saying that is because he probably had to really, truly impress her because of who her dad is, who her family is. So he probably like really laid out the red carpet for her, and she got probably the total opposite experience from the other women that we've been introduced to. Because you got to understand, Millie, she was really footing the bill a lot. I mean, he really didn't have to love bomb her. He was able to sleep with her on the first night and everything like that. So he didn't really have to put in that much work for Millie. But I feel like for Paige, she probably really feels played because he probably played the perfect character in her life. So I could kind of understand her disclaimer. But Millie, she was more so willing to take charge. She was more so willing to basically play his mother. Whereas when he showed up in Paige's life, he had to play this man, like this knight in shining armor, you know. So it's just I feel like Paige probably feels played the most. I mean, if your parents bought a ring and was doing all of this stuff, preparing a wedding and stuff like that, that means he really played her for real. So we about to get into some more details. I just wanted to point that out.
In August of 2019, I couldn't have said yes faster. We set a wedding date of September 2020, but as we all know, now in March of 2020, COVID hit and the world completely shut down. For context, just so you know, because of COVID, my family, we all made a decision to quarantine together. My brother had just had his first kid, and so we didn't know how long we would end up being separated, so we all quarantined. So it was me and my fiance at the time, my mom and dad, and then my brother, his wife, and their newborn baby. What could possibly go wrong? Turns out everything. Basically, shit got real really fast. You know, because at the end of the day, when you are a pathological, lying, narcissistic sociopath who moonlights as a con artist on weekends, when the world gets small, it becomes very hard for you to be able to navigate in your usual conniving, devious ways. To be honest, it did not take long for me to start questioning if the man that I was getting ready to spend the rest of my life with was who he actually said he was. I will be honest about that. Things just weren't adding up. It just felt like he was dishonest now about everything, or at least I was now becoming aware of the dishonesty. I would question him about things that didn't make sense to me, and what would be, in my mind, a conversation for clarity would turn into these knockout, drag-out fights. He became really mean, which for me was out of character at the time, because prior to this, I swear to God, I thought this man loved my dirty draws, okay? Like, really did. Never thought he was perfect, but I definitely thought I was loved. He became emotionally and verbally abusive, and I would even dare say mentally. He became very physically intimidating, and I feel like that was intentional based on the information that he had about me and my past. I started to realize that vulnerabilities that I had shared with him, intimate things about myself that I had shared with him, he was now using against me like arsenal. And before you guys all say like, okay, well, if you're having these thoughts and things aren't adding up, why didn't you just leave? To be honest, at that same time, my dad suffered a really severe stroke, and we thought we were losing him. And if I'm being fully transparent, I just did not, how can I say it? One area of my life
that
meant
it.
the world to me
I get
was,
it.
at the time I thought, being taken away and falling apart, which was my dad. And I truly just did not have the capacity, and honestly, the bravery, to allow myself to think through those hard conversations and those hard questions with me enough to have this part of my life that I also cared so much about fall apart as well. Fast forward a few months, and about 45 days before what is now our new wedding date, this man got on a plane, and that was the last time I ever saw him. He called me a couple days later and basically told me he did not want to marry me. Reasons he cited were I'm psychotic, I'm toxic, I am not someone who he would ever want to procreate and have children with. It was really demeaning, really devaluing, really just like fucking mean.
Damn.
At the time, what I did not know was that he was already about 3 to 4 months into a relationship with a new woman. And that is essentially what sent me down what I call my Nancy Drew spiral of just trying to figure out what the fuck just happened. And I was looking for answers. And boy, did I got him. Sure did. Ultimately, I ended up discovering that he had 6 children, which, by the way, was not the number I was told. I was told so much. He had 6 children. He owed about 6 figures worth of child support debt.
Oh my
I was not
God.
the first, the second, the third, the fourth, nor the 5th woman. He had done some version of this too. And yes, he was still married. As you can imagine, I felt an array of feelings and emotions during that time and throughout my healing process throughout these years. But I can say that one of the most pressing feelings that I had, and still sometimes feel, was helpless. Not helpless because I'm not capable and I'm not able to take care of myself, but helpless in that now that I know what I know, I cannot in good conscience just sit here and let this man do this again to another woman and another woman and another woman and another woman and another woman. But how do I stop him? The truth is, I can't. I can't stop him. Because for my own preservation, I needed to, over these last few years, prioritize myself, and I needed to prioritize my healing, which has not been easy. It has not been easy. With that though, I've always believed that there's power in your story. There's power in speaking your truth. And I figured I don't have control over him. I don't have control over the new person he's with, but I do own my story. And I'm gonna just tell it.
No, he don't like women. He likes men. He just uses women as a business. That's it. This is pimping 101. This is pimping 101. He has children to pimp. That's it. He lays up with women to pimp. That is it. That's all he is. He's into men. Babes. He's into men. He only uses women. That's it, for money. He only impregnates women so that he can create a more stable foundation so he can have somewhere to stay. But then after a while, that doesn't even work. And then he probably impregnates the woman for a second time to make it uncomfortable for her to leave or to want to throw in the towel when it comes to the relationship. He just uses women. He just uses children. That's really it. He does not like women at all. Actually, he probably hates women, to be honest. And it probably is because of his mother. So, hey, no, he doesn't like women at all.
I'm going to tell my story, and regardless of the ridicule or the judgment that'll come, which there was so much, because a lot of y'all be on here and be so mean. Why are you so mean?
Dang, what are the girls saying?
Despite all that shit, I was going to tell my story because I thought maybe one day someone will see it, and maybe because they were given information that I would have killed to have, they won't have to feel this. They won't have to go through this. So that's what I did. I told my story. Some people watched it, and I kept it pushing. Never in a million years did I think 4 years later we would be circling back. We would be spinning the block, if you will.
Right.
All because he decided to propose to someone new in, again, another grandiose way, because that's also a pattern. That's what he does. My proposal was a flash mob. So this is a pattern. And I thought for a second, I'm not getting involved. I'm not going to say anything because I've already done that, right? I told my story. However, when I saw that video and I saw that woman, who I do not know, by the way, I have no idea who she is, a very foreign but intense feeling came over me, where I'm looking at someone who I do not know, but I am 100% certain on how your story ends if you do not get away from that man.
Ooh.
I know exactly what will happen. I know exactly the level of pain, the level of despair, the level of heartache, not break, y'all, because heartbreak and heartache are two different things. The level of heartache she will experience, the confusion.
It's crazy though, because I know how narcs work. He probably got her isolated, y'all. Her homegirls probably can't get a hold of her. Family can't get a hold of her. And nobody can get a hold of, like, y'all trying to talk to her through social media. He probably got her isolated away from being able to see all of this. So I wonder if the girl has entered the chat at all, or if eventually she will one day. But just knowing how narcs are, how they move, and I'm telling you, he was probably working her over day one when it came to like crazy exes and things like that. So he probably like, oh, I don't want to believe it. Da, da, da. She probably doesn't even go watch the videos just in case. So I'd be nosy as hell. I would be so nosy. But hey, you just know how it is when you're in that space mentally with the narc. So
The fear, the scars that even in your healing that you will have to continue to nurture for the rest of your life, the trauma that'll be induced, the process, the grit and the resilience and the fight that she will have to claw her way back to a version of herself that is recognizable, and to rebuild a life that he single-handedly, with every ounce of intention, set out to destroy. And I just felt like I could not look
crazy.
at that and just pretend I don't see it. I can't even say that this video is really just for her. I think this video is for any potential woman who will come across this person in their lifetime. He is not who he says he is. And I know he's charming, and I know he's funny, and I know he's thoughtful, and I know he's sweet and kind and gentle. And I know that he sees you in a way that you have never been seen before. I know. But I also know none of it is real. He is not real. You are real. Your feelings are real, but he is not real. He is not real. His feelings for you are not real. You are a means to an end.
right.
Like so many of us have been. And his only purpose is to suck as much life out of you as he possibly can until he has sucked the last drop out and moved on to the next one. I know that sounds dramatic, but I promise you, that is who he is.
Dang.
He's diabolical. He's not safe. He's a dangerous person. He is incapable of compassion and empathy. All the things that you think he is actually just you, boo. He is a great mirror. As most narcissists are, he is a great mirror. That light you see in him, it's yours. That joy you see in him, it's yours. That ambition, that drive, that's yours.
She cooking, y'all.
That hope, that's yours.
Yeah.
That's yours. It is not his. And I know the narrative. I'm crazy. I'm toxic. I get it. But at the end of the day, if I'm crazy, and the one before me was crazy, and the one before her was crazy, and then the one before her was crazy, and then the one after me was crazy, and then the ones all the way back to when he was 18, 19 years old, you have to leave room for the possibility that we can't all just be crazy. Common denominators, and we all are flawed.
Girl, in 2025, girl, girl, wrap it up, girl. Wrap this up. This is wrapped up. In 2025, ain't no overlooking this type of stuff. In 2025, absolutely not, girl. Wrap it up, girl. This relationship is gone. It's dead. It's over. It's wrapped up. In 2025, If she still stayed after this, that's crazy.
Flawed. And we all have signs and saw signs and red flags that we chose for our own various reasons to ignore or not pay attention to, or we're just downright naively blind to. Okay, we all did, and we have all taken accountability. Because you have to. If you're truly going to heal, you have to take accountability for your stuff. We have all done that. But what we are not is crazy. What we are not is toxic. What we are not is just a bunch of women who are jealous that he left us. This is someone who saw the best in every single one of us and thought to themselves, not, how can I love them better? How can I be a good steward of their heart? This is someone who said, how can I extract, exploit, and take all of it? Literally, all of it. For me personally, it has been years of rebuilding emotionally, financially, mentally, and I just feel like if...
y'all remember earlier in this live, I'm like, y'all need to be creating obstacles for these men to get through. And if you think you got a challenging one, you need to revisit and change some things around. And then if you think you got it challenging enough, then you probably need to redo it again. Because a man can literally come into your life and destroy it. Destroy everything you worked so hard for, everything you built brick by brick. So absolutely not. Like, if you think you created an obstacle for him to get through, to be challenging, you need to go and redo it. Get more creative. Okay, women are super creative, so you need to get creative with creating that obstacle. Because y'all, when I tell you I'm difficult as fuck, I'm challenging as hell, there's nothing easy over here. Because I'm not just protecting myself, I'm protecting everything I built, everything I worked on. Like, seriously, from finances to my life, my livelihood, my emotional health, my relationships, my friendships. Like, I built that brick by brick. No one is just going to come in and just destroy that. So I don't give a damn. I don't care. You're so difficult. I don't give a damn about none of it. Don't make me feel no type of way. I had a friend come to me and say, do you think I'm hard on men? No, you need to be harder. You need to be harder. Okay? So no, you start to think you too hard. You not hard enough. You not hard enough. So listen, I don't care. And I will die on this hill because like, I worked so hard to build the life that I have, just to allow someone to come in and destroy it from the ground up after I built it brick by brick. Oh no, like, absolutely not. I don't want to be in a relationship that bad. I don't want to be married that bad. I don't want to have kids that damn bad. I don't. Not to where I have to rebuild and start over. No. So I'm going to protect it at all costs. And I don't care. I don't want to be married that freaking bad. Like, it's not that serious to me. And to be honest, when you try to force things like that, it's not meant for you anyway. You're being protected from a bad experience anyway, or a bad situation, or a bad relationship. Well, you got to force it like that to where you got to rebuild your entire life and your relationships. Because even the Millie girl with the glasses, she had to go back and rebuild that relationship with her goddaughter. So absolutely not. Like, you're not going to come in and just destroy my life. So I don't care. I'm difficult. I'm a bitch. I'm all of the above, because no way in hell you just gonna come in and destroy my life like that. So you should be protecting yourself, honestly. You really do. And you really do got to protect yourself like this, because like I said, men prey on women. That's one thing that they do, whether it's just for sex, it's for money, it's to use you emotionally. Like, some of your male friends are preying on you right now, using you emotionally. But, oh no, we're friends. But every time he call you with an issue or problem, you helping him through it. That's emotional labor that he's having you work, that he's putting you to work for, to help him emotionally labor through his problems that he's currently going through in his life. Like, men put women to work. Men pimp women in so many different ways. And then they ask you questions like, what do you bring to the table? But we'll talk to 10 women, 15 women. We'll shuffle through 20 women and still ask, well, what do you bring to the table? What do you bring to the table? What do you and they already know because they literally have 20 women on payroll, 15 women on payroll, 10 women on payroll, 8 women on payroll, but still will ask a woman a dumbass question like, well, what do you bring to the table? Crazy. But using women, all type of women, for different things.
If me doing this, if me speaking up and the other women speaking up can help one woman, just even one woman, from not having to go through and experience what we have gone through, then baby,
man,
I will shout it from the rooftops because I'm so sick and tired. I'm sick and tired that once a year, every year, like clockwork, y'all, it's my phone and there's another one.
Damn.
So he gonna have to prepare to be sick of me, baby, because as long as I'm around and as long as I have breath in my lungs, I will make sure that every woman in every city, in every state, in every country, in every planet knows exactly who you really are. And that's a promise. So Beyonce's internets, do your thing, baby. Do your thing.
Y'all, that's crazy. This is crazy. One thing's for sure, though. I'm invested. Are y'all invested? Y'all let me know if you invested. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up if you invested. Because if you invested the way I'm invested, girl, we gonna have to see where this goes. Because I guess I got enough time on my hands for another Risa Tisa part 2. Because I'm trying to figure out where all of this goes. Like, how is he able to get away with this? Because some other women have entered the chat. Melissa, Sativia, okay, and then Samantha. We met the wife. So right now, I think it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 women. But I know there's probably more out there than the woman he's currently with. So listen, I'm invested. If you invested, we're going to be back here again. So please give this video a thumbs up, and I'll try to see if I can find the other videos or if I have to go to her TikTok. But if I have to go to her TikTok and download the videos, it may take me some time to do that. But girl, I'm invested. So I will see you back for, I guess, part 2 when it comes to this whole situation. So thank you for tuning in. Thank you for staying up late with me. And I hope to catch you in my next one.